Yinzer Nation, wake the fuck up. We are back, episode 28 on the channel, and boy, do we have a lot to cover today. A lot of things have happened in the sports world over the last couple weeks. Start off something big. UFC 300 happened finally. I'm sure we'll talk about that later. WrestleMania. I think somebody's definitely going to talk about that later. And, opening day happened. Speaking of opening day, we acquired a new friend, Mark, a.k.a. known as Platinum Key Brian Hayes on Twitter. Mark, welcome to the podcast, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Welcome. This is great.
Top tier content here.
You'll never get content like this anywhere else.
Nope, just at the Inscast.
Did you hear all those claps from the audience?
My podcast debut over here, yeah.
You've never been on a podcast before?
No, wouldn't make it anywhere else besides the Incast, so happy to do it.
Twitter.
What a guy. So tell us a little about yourself, maybe a little background of your Twitter page, and I don't know why you're a Pirate fan out of all teams.
Yeah. So I'm Mark. I live up in Michigan, so a little bit weird that I'm a Pirates fan. But I used to live in Pittsburgh, but I've moved around a lot. So I've adopted one team from each city that I've lived, and I've always tried to make it the worst team. So
Shout out,
it's
Bucks.
just so it's like a little bit fun. I don't want to be called a bandwagon fan, move to a city, just be like, oh, this is fun. We won a championship, and I didn't go through any of the years to get there. So I like seeing the progression, the development. So yeah, I have a pretty eclectic fan base. I keep looking over because the Sixers are on. Another team I like. I'm a huge Packers fan. Been on the season ticket waiting list for the Packers since I was 12. And my grandkids will really enjoy those tickets. So yeah, and then like Xavier basketball, University of Minnesota football, Bayern Munich soccer, got a big win in the Champions League today. Pittsburgh, when I was living there, the Pirates were the worst team. And I got really into baseball in 2021. I'd been kind of out of it for a few years and dove back in. And my girlfriend's father is a huge Pirates fan. And so he played baseball in college, knows more than anyone I've read or seen interacted with on Twitter. So I would just text him during every game. And when I started watching in 2021 into 2022, I was like, I kind of text him a lot. And I don't have any other Pirates friends. I should probably just stop lurking on a private personal account on Twitter and make a Pirates account. And so I didn't expect anything from it when I started it. I just wanted to, talk with a couple other Pirates fans, maybe find a couple hundred followers, friends that I could interact with. And that's kind of how it was my first few months. I only started the account, I think it was March of 2023, right before the season started. And within the first month, Key Brian Hayes made this insane play against the Reds in April. And it just wasn't appearing on Twitter, so I just recorded my TV. And it got 26 likes, and I was like, damn, people love this. That was the first tweet I ever had that had more than 3 likes on the account.
We feel that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, everyone starts somewhere. Everyone has to build up at some point, right? And so I just basically DM'd Jared Carrabis, if you guys know him. He used to be at Barstool. He's a Boston guy. Just because not I'm a fan necessarily, but just I saw him post clips that were high quality, that he wasn't just sharing from other people.
Yeah.
And so I just randomly DM'd him and was like, he's not going to respond. But I just asked, hey, could you, just give me, a quick little tip on, what software you use and, how this is done? And so, within 2 minutes, he just sent me back a DM with, this is what I use, this is how you do it. Have fun.
Sweet.
And so, the first couple of my clips, I couldn't figure out the audio, so it was just video, and it was muted. I was doing it on my work laptop. So I couldn't download any programs. So I was just using default photos to edit the clips. It was pretty kind of ghetto, if you will, but
damn admin computers, they don't let you touch anything on those things.
Yeah, but then this off season I got a desktop, and now I can actually edit things a little bit more. But yeah, then I just started posting clips of every game, and people liked it, and I had fun doing it. So
So
Yeah.
a little backstory here. This is my friend the James. He wasn't at
Yup.
with us at the home opener, but he was with his dad up top. So
Okay.
you recognize the four of us drunk bastards
Yeah.
in the game.
Whoa, I was
Whoa.
yeah, Dylan. Holy shit.
Whoa,
We had to
whoa,
almost
whoa,
carry
whoa,
you out
whoa.
of there, bro. I was so sober.
So it's funny. We sat down in our seats, and end of the first inning, I was like, "Oh, this guy's sitting next to Dylan." I was like, "Seems like a pretty cool dude." I was like, "My goal by the end of this game is to get him to follow us on the podcast." And then I think it was like the seventh inning. You asked Dylan if he was like on Pirates Twitter.
Yeah.
And he was like,
yeah.
"No, but like I sometimes tweet." And you followed him, and I looked over his shoulder, and I was like, "Holy shit, you're platinum Key Brian Hayes." I was
Yeah.
like, you follow us on the podcast, like our podcast channel. I was like, what are the fucking chances out of 37,000
Right?
people that we're sitting next to one of like the best guys on Pirates Twitter? In my
The
opinion.
one person in that stadium.
Yeah, honestly.
So that was pretty cool. So my question for you, you kind of answered half of it.
Yeah.
It was going to be how long you've been a fan for, but you kind of answered that. What's your favorite memory or favorite moment since you've like really become a true fan of the Pirates?
So it's a weird one, but it was my parents aren't Pirates fans, but they live in Indianapolis, and so when I went to visit them, I dragged them to an Indians game. Doesn't really necessarily count.
Still an organization.
Yeah, but I was born in Indianapolis, and like one of my first core memories is a Indianapolis Indians ball, like back in the day, old logo. And so like that's kind of come full circle for Pirates. So I could say, like since day one, but that'd be a lie. It's really since
He's an OG.
2021.
He's an OG.
Yeah.
He's a day one ish.
What was the second part of the question? I totally forget. Space.
It was just what was your favorite memory?
Oh,
Did you-
favorite memory.
you
Yeah.
answered the
So
first half.
yeah. So going to Indy with my parents to see O'Neal Cruz's like just play in AAA and be like, this guy's going to be a star. That's one of them. And then other one was in 2022. I got to go to the Pirates' first Hall of Fame ceremony game against the Blue Jays, I think it was. And that was really cool. Went with my girlfriend's dad. I got to see like the introduction of all the first Hall of Fame class for the Pirates. And then right where we were sitting, O'Neal Cruz hit a triple like right up against the wall, 6 feet away from us. Like directly at us. If it had a tiny bit more launch angle, it would have just landed right in our lap. So that was another cool memory, but again, I don't really have too extensive of a background, which helps and hurts with the Pirates. I haven't been hurt as much as a lot of people, so it's a lot easier to be optimistic when it's like I haven't suffered this pain for a decade yet. And
two decades
like
for some of
Yeah.
us.
yeah, right, yeah. So I mean, yeah, there's some bright spots. A decade ago, I'd say 2013, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
But I've definitely tried to study and like learn up on my Pirates history. But yeah,
Cool story about me with Cruz is we went to me, my fiance, and my parents went to Fenway last year.
Oh, I thought he was
Yeah.
I
For
thought
the-
you were about to out
Oh,
right
no,
here.
we're not doing
Oh
that.
no, we're not even talking about that.
I was like, it seems like there's a whole other favorite memory with
Oh, I
Cruz.
I guess I'll bring that
You know,
up
I
too.
just say it. It's
So
quick one.
I don't know if you're familiar with Pirates Fest or not.
yeah, of course.
So the
Good,
five
you're
of,
coming with us next year.
the five of us
Yeah, I need to go sometime.
the
So.
five of us went to Pirates Fest this year, and Dylan over here, Cruz was one of the guys that were signing, and Cruz speaks zero English. And they have like a row of Sharpies out, and you give them whatever you want to sign. And Dylan goes, "Can you sign that in silver, please?" And he speaks zero English. He just looked up at his translator, and his translator translated silver. But that's not my favorite memory.
Sorry.
When we were Fenway last year, we were watching batting practice out in right field, and I caught one of Cruz's batting practice home runs.
Hell yeah, that's
that was-
awesome.
That was cool. Dill, I think you're next. What's your question for my friend Mark? Here?
I think he kind of already answered it. Mark, my question was, why is Hayes, of all players, the player that you named your account after? We kind
Yeah.
of mentioned it in the highlights. Was there anyone else, any other players in the running that you wanted to share more highlights of?
No, I played third base growing up, so I just always have an affinity towards third baseman. when I was joining Pirates Twitter, like everyone kind of hated Hayes. And he just really didn't have like not hate necessarily, but there was a lot of doubters, I would say, which was fair given the production level of his bat at the time and all that. But I just thought he really needed kind of more of a PR boost, if you will.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to be like I don't know, like Paul Skeens and Neil Cruz. Like those guys are going to be superstars, and I just kind of wanted to do someone just a little bit that deserves the stardom, but just wasn't necessarily on it. So,
does Brian Hayes' dad follow you on Twitter?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, Charlie,
cool.
yeah,
He probably loves
yeah,
you.
oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, Charlie, I like his takes. It's fun. But yeah, sometimes he'll throw a little quote retweet of my tweets and with a little key, and
That's sweet.
that always makes me feel pretty cool.
That is sweet. Takes what you got.
Yeah, so since you said you have like more of a limited history, I was gonna ask who's your favorite Bucko ever, but we could change it up a little bit and say like who's one player you wish you could find more out about, or somebody you wish you could have seen play, like somewhere along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to find so many Clemente clips, but there's only so many of them. I going back to like seeing more of the 1960 World Series. Although I think who was the 1960 World Series? Wasn't that recorded by someone?
There's a clip of Mazeroski's home run, but that's
No.
all I know of.
But I think that came from like there's some really rich. I think it was like a jazz musician or someone. He was in Paris for the World Series.
Huh.
I don't know.
We'll have to go do that research.
Yeah, there's a story behind the footage we do have of the 1960 World Series, but I don't know. I'd love to have like seen Neil Walker play a lot more and like have some context behind that. Because like
Freddie
That was
Sanchez
my
growing up, those are my two favorite players playing.
yeah, like it seems like everyone loves Neil Walker, and I love him just from listening to him in the booth, but like not having the added context behind why he's so beloved by the fan base is.
He's a local
Yeah.
guy too. If you didn't know that.
Oh, I see. Like, I do have a weak spot in Bucko's history, so but I've been reading up. I've been starting kind of further back, but
Yeah, about
he was
35
PR.
minutes.
Yeah,
north of the
you
city.
only got about like 180 years to catch up on. You got
Yeah.
this.
All right, Core, what do you got?
I don't know if I want to talk to this guy.
You got beef?
I might take your beer again. Yeah, was your question gonna be? Are you gonna buy me another beer?
Yeah, my question was when are you going to a game next? Because I'll meet you in center field for a beer.
Yeah, right.
No,
Hey, that's fair. That's
I'm
fair.
totally kidding. My question is, the Pirates are on the struggle bus as of late. They could be 500 as of Monday, as early as Monday, I should say. So, what do you think the main reasons are behind that? And personally, what would you do, or what would you think? What would you change? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first answer to that question, what do they need to change? They need to be more aggressive at the plate. I think that's abundantly obvious to anyone that watches. I think Shelton even said it after the game that they recognize they need to be more aggressive. I think there's only one extra base hit. I think I saw someone tweet that this Mets series. I think it was the Alika Williams double then, if that was the only one.
That's sad.
So I mean, like that's what needs to change, right? Like the guys in the lineup that are supposed to be hitting aren't hitting right now. The O'Neill Cruz strikeout problem, I think he's just in his head. He's not this bad. Like he's gonna have strikeout issues, but he's not gonna lead the league or be as terrible as he's been recently. He's a much better player than that. I really liked what I saw from him in 2023, just in that 9-game sample size.
We're all about small sample here.
Yeah, I mean, like it's comparable at this point in the year, right? But he was making a lot better swing decisions in 2023, and so I think that is coming, but he might just need to get comfortable, settle back in. So yeah,
Our last
I think
question.
that's kind of what needs to
Okay.
change.
Good.
Yeah.
Our last question here comes from James.
Hi, Mark. I know I wasn't sitting with them, but I definitely was there opening day in the peanut gallery nosebleeds. My question is, you mentioned it a little bit earlier, but the last time the Pirates were really a serious kind of playoff team was 2013. When do you think that the next time that would happen would be for the team?
Yeah, I think this year they'll be competitive until August in the playoff hunt, maybe into like early September, and then just fall out. Yeah, I think this is a closer to 500 team than not right now. But I think next year is sky's the limit. And that's really where you're going to see, I think, a playoff team emerge because Paul Skeens will be up. Jared Jones is going to be firing. I mean, you still have Keller. That's 3 right there. We don't necessarily know 4 or 5 yet, maybe. I think there's question marks whether Oviedo would be ready. You get Andy Rodriguez back in this lineup. Maybe he'll play first base if Joey Bart figures out catcher and they want to just keep Bart and Davis.
Yeah.
So I think there's things to look forward to. It's a young team that is just going to constantly improve throughout this year too. I kind of like to say we're a year or 2 behind the Orioles. Obviously, they have a lot of talent, but so do the Pirates, especially at pitcher. So
I think that's a good comparable team. They were they were talking today when I got over to the house, but they were talking about how the Reds remind. I can't remember who was talking, but like the Reds are a very young team where like they can score 8 runs a game, and then the next game they get shut out. And like I feel like the Pirates are kind of in a similar category as them.
yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, there's not many teams. I haven't looked it up this year as far as like roster age, but I would be shocked if the Pirates are in the bottom third of that.
They have to be.
So, I mean, as those players age, and also, I mean, just the rest of the decade, you have a lot of the core locked up now, right? I mean, Reynolds, Hayes, and Keller, all going to be Pirates until 2029, 2030.
Yeah.
And then you have a lot of team control on all these young guys. So yeah, I mean, it's an exciting time. I'm still optimistic, but I try and remain somewhat realistic.
I don't know if you've seen one of our friends is kind of big on Pirate Twitter. His name's Guy Geyerson.
Yeah. I'm familiar.
We went to college with him. He's been on the pod before. He actually sent us a video today. The Pirates seems like they're taking the steps and following the direction the Braves have gone in locking up their young talent while they can for a good price. It's kind of crazy that we could possibly have a starting rotation, next year or the year after that includes Jones, Skeens, Keller, Bubba Chandler, and Solomeno. And if you have those 5 in any type of playoff format, I mean, the Pirates can be hard to beat.
Yeah, and Bubba Chandler's the guy that I've been high on him since we drafted him.
I love that guy.
I have an extensive Bubba Chandler card collection. I love what he brings to the table, just the athleticism. I think like Joe Musgrove could be like a maybe comp of like just freak athlete that's just a beast up there on the mound. His fastball's insane. So yeah, I mean, top of the lineup is going to be hilarious to see who lands there, but the depth in it is going to be just awesome. So
I heard you say you have a card collection. Are you an avid like Pirates trading card collector?
Yeah, I am.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah,
Welcome to
I saw the collection behind there.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'm gonna have to pull out some at some point.
I'll send you a picture tonight. That's all like Pirates autos.
Oh hell yeah!
Relics cards over the years.
I just got that Jones in the mail.
Oh,
Jared Jones out of 5.
Yeah, I just bought myself a Jared Jones first Bowman out of 5.
what? Oh, you got that one? Was that off of eBay?
No, it was off of
No.
Card Twitter.
Okay, card Twitter.
Card Twitter is probably the most dangerous thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Only one
I just
of
stick to eBay. I don't mess around with card Twitter. Although lots of great guys seem, but
A lot of great people here.
So, obviously not being from Pittsburgh, we do have a lot of local card shops that do signings. And May 9th, Jared Jones is doing a signing locally, and then 2 days later, the 11th, Keller's doing a signing. So, yeah, it's always cool to like meet those guys.
yeah,
Personally, I only go to the in-person signings just because private signings you don't get that experience of like, that one-on-one. Even if it's like a minute conversation.
A minute, you're lucky if you get 6 seconds.
Well,
I've
Yeah.
posted 6.
but my goal for the Inscast Twitter page is to get a Pittsburgh Pirate to follow us by the end of the year.
hell yeah.
So,
That's a good goal.
Going to a
So-
lot of in-person signings. We have business cards, handing out business cards. But yeah,
So I will say, speaking of both of those things, Jared Jones accidentally hit follow on my account. And I tried to get a screenshot, but like I clicked on the notification so quick because I was like, "Holy shit, that's the real account!" I know. And then by the time I got there, it's like, "Oh, yeah, whoops, that was a mistake."
are there any current Pirates that follow you?
Current, no. Josh Palacios follows me.
I know you were telling me about that.
Yeah, all of his boys from Brooklyn. So they're so much fun. So hopefully he'll be back up soon. But yeah, a couple family people, like friends I've heard have reached out from players and stuff. So I think it's healthy to keep a little separation between like player and fan.
Yeah,
I
for
totally
sure.
get that.
Yeah, 100%.
So.
So we're going to review our hot takes from our last episode. So Tig said that NC State was going to shock the world, win the national championship.
Close.
They did not.
They got smacked.
Yeah.
Zach Edey.
Yeah.
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 He said, "Tried his 40 points on."
Try this 40 mile per hour fastball. You mean?
I said that Kutch was going to hit his 300th home run by the next podcast. That did in fact happen
Ding.
against the Phillies. It's kind of cool to him to hit it in Phillies. It was even cooler that the two Pirates fans that were in that section
That
caught
sea
the
of
ball,
red, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
he gave the kid a signed bat
Yeah, it was sweet.
for giving
I
the
saw
ball.
That whole video was cool.
Corey said Crosby was going to get 2 points against Capitals.
He had,
Got
zero-
a big old.
Big old 0.
he had points in every other game,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, exactly.
Dylan said the Pens will be in a wild card spot by the next podcast. I'm sure someone might talk about that later. And the James said the Stone Cold is going to come stun the Rock at WrestleMania.
Close.
That cheap asshole.
Yeah.
Didn't give us money.
Yeah. Instead, they
so-
trotted the Undertaker's corpse.
All
out.
right.
Make him
We
hide
have a
under the
WWE
ring.
segment
Yeah,
coming.
a
Teaser,
whole
teaser.
2-hour segment
Yeah.
coming up,
If you
okay?
stick around for 3 hours, you'll get it.
So we're going to do our hot take record all time here. Myself and Dylan are now tied yet again, 7-19. Tig's coming up slowly but surely at 3-22.
Definitely slowly. I don't know about Shirley, but
The James is 1-2,
That's the Hall of Fame numbers.
and my friend Corey over here at 1-25.
Can I just throw something out there?
What's that?
That I feel like having the worst hot take record is the best hot take record.
Don't give me shit.
that-
You still owe me a beer.
Complimenting
I'm
you.
sucking up. I'm sucking up. But I mean that means that you had the hottest of takes. They
Or
were
they're
just a
just
little
really
too
bad.
high.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
I
it
mean
is
very
about
very
the-
bad.
The
think
1
it's
in
a half and
25 is particularly funny. I don't know what it is. It's never been funnier than that.
You know what it is? That's Pedro Alvarez batting average.
on a
Um,
good day.
Right.
So yeah, Mark, just whatever you want to talk about the Pirates here. The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, so I think the first thing we have to talk about is Jared Jones.
What a guy.
Stud.
Smoke
I mean,
show.
first off, absolutely insane. I'm looking. I have stat head pulled up here, and for first 4 starts of the career, he is 10th all time in strikeouts.
That's crazy.
Is that good?
Yeah, just behind Gary Nolan from 1967.
I heard him.
Yeah.
I
saw a couple
yeah,
of those.
and just ahead of Daisuke Matsusaka in 2007.
He used to
Bless
be
you.
my guy growing up.
Yeah, I mean Daisuke was a fun time. So yeah, he has 32 strikeouts, but also 2 walks this entire time.
I think
He's given
that's
up
the
more
most
home
impressive
runs
part.
than he's walked batters. And I think he's only given up 1 home run that wasn't a solo shot. So yeah, I'm very encouraged by him. I would have left him in one more inning last night probably.
Exactly.
But I do get it at the same time. I mean, he fully is bought in. I was actually able, so I've never been able to watch the pregame and postgame for Pirates, just because I watched through MLB TV. So the game would start right when the broadcast would start for the game. But during the Mets series, I've been able to. I don't know if this is a new development and Sportsnet has agreed to it, but I was able to watch that. And they showed the Jared Jones interview, and he was just like, "Yeah, I mean, do you want to see me now, or do you want to see me later?" And I think everyone wants to see him later
For sure.
if this team is good. Yeah, every game counts. It was a tough way to lose. I think if we go on to win that game, 1-0 even, the bullpen does its job and is as good as we anticipated, then I don't think anyone's complaining about him throwing 5 innings.
I mean, it's crazy that he had 59 pitches and 50 and more strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. And 15 whiffs or something too.
My hot take is that he's going to be better than Skeens.
It's hard to disagree with what he's produced. Then you go see Paul Skeens and look at his production in AAA, and you're like, oh yeah, that's why he's the top pitching prospect.
He's not a major league pitcher yet. We're just hanging on to him for a little longer.
I mean, like you said, it'd be scary for a team in a 5-7 game series, whatever, to have to face that rotation.
Yeah,
Oh
we'd
my
be like
God.
the Dodgers minus all the money that they can put.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I think that's the way that like the Pirates have to build it. And I props to Cheriton for doing that. It's taking way too long.
Hey, it's not
But-
about how you get there. It's
About how you get
it's
there.
about how you
Right.
get there.
Yeah. I mean, if the Pirates win a World Series, no one's going to care about these past 10 years that it took
Time
to get
takes
there.
time.
What?
Time
Wow,
takes
that's
time.
a new one.
That's
Bars.
Put that in the journal.
That's a Nate Dawson quote.
Every win streak starts at 1.
R.I.P. Nate.
But yeah, so I'm very excited about Jared Jones. We brought up Bubba Chandler. I don't know if you guys saw the Foolish Bailey, his tweet from I think it was last night or 2 nights ago. But he said, let me see if I can find it here. Let's just do that because this was crazy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Foolish Baseball at all.
I think I've seen them before.
His YouTube channel is absolutely fantastic. He does like baseball bits, some of the best content out there. Biggest ball knower I know. And he tweeted, where is it? Here it is. The crazy thing about Jared Jones being so good is the very real possibility that Bubba Chandler is even better.
I did see that tweet. Now that
Yeah.
you're reading it.
So, and Foolish Baseball was the first person who ever said the name Jack Sawinski that I heard. And that was when he was in AA, saying like this kid could have an impact. So yeah, I mean, Jack Sawinski is one thing. I know he's not everyone's favorite player, but
He's a sick dude to meet. Like when we were at Pirates Fest, he was probably the one that interacted with the most people.
I've heard that from so many people about him, his parents, like
yeah.
genuinely good people.
He had a sick dinosaur hoodie on. I told him, I was like, I kind of want to know where you got it from. But he was definitely one of the better ones to like interact with and talk to. So
Yeah,
I
he
think
seems
his
like a
parents are
genuinely
season
good
ticket
guy.
holders, too.
Oh, we see him in the outfield all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're all
Probably
they're
at the ballpark.
I saw them at the ballpark in 2022 or something when I was there. Like, yeah, I've gone to 2 games and I think I've seen them twice, so they stand out.
for sure.
Let's see, what else do I have here on my fifth? Oh, so all of a sudden I feel like there's an abundance at catcher, kind of like abundance of not great, but there's depth. I mean, Davis, Bart, Grandal, Delay maybe at some point coming back. I haven't kept up with his injury. Endy at some point. I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting that we've gone from what's going on at catcher 2 years ago. Like after they traded Stallings, it was like,
Now
what are
what's
we
the
gonna
answer?
do?
I
Yeah.
feel like having catcher depth's not a bad thing to have though.
I mean, yeah, you see it with Endy right now. Like they're gonna get banged up. It's a brutal position on people's bodies. Like guys are gonna get worn down, and having depth is good. But I don't know what they're gonna do with Grandal. I heard on the like post game show that he's very bought into the role. From I think Fort, like Michael McHenry said that Grandal is just like, yeah, I'm the old veteran that's here to teach these guys and not trying to step on toes and be like, I need at bats or anything. So
I think he mentioned that in a post game interview after one of the spring training games as well. That that he, like you said, he's not here to take anyone's job. He's here to mentor these young players
Right.
and maybe try to help them develop into something that is better than what they are now.
Can he
Yeah,
teach him
a
how to
less,
use
a less active Austin Hedges. Yeah.
that? Oh God.
Well, he's a World
Not to
Series.
bring
is a
that
World
name
Series
up.
champion.
Hey, hold on.
Good for him.
Hope he-
Dude, watching
Never
Hedges
comes
in the
here
World
yet.
Series was so funny. Like doing like the double gun point. Like
watching him
he was bought in.
in either Game 5 or Game 6. I was
Extra
like, we know
innings.
what's coming here.
Yeah, there was
Exactly
there was
knew.
something about him striking out in a different uniform that really hit hard,
Yeah.
like he did with
A
us,
little-
especially in the World
I
Series.
am. He's another guy that like I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Chris Rose podcast or I forget what his like rotation is. It might just be the Chris Rose podcast, but Austin Hedges is always on that, and he's hilarious. Like he seems like a guy I'd grab a beer with.
Oh, 100%.
So kick it over.
Just
Not when he's at a
Yeah,
Pirates
just-
game.
Just don't have
Yeah.
freaks sitting on the ground whenever people are trying to get
Yeah, yeah.
don't give him
yeah,
a
I mean,
baseball bat. That's all.
the other things I had was like the Hayes back issues. That's very scary, considering it's just a repeat injury. I know he tried to like change up his swing a little bit this offseason to negate some of like the damage that it was doing to his back, just because it'll lock up on him sometimes, like it did yesterday. So with the off day though, I mean they haven't put him on the IL or anything. I hope it's not like a 10-day thing, but I guess we'll find out. So
I feel like the off, sitting him the last two games and then having the off day tomorrow definitely plays in our favor. I don't think there's a
Yeah.
better time right now to have an off day. But
Yeah.
most of the times, you don't want to have an off day because of how hot you guys
Right.
are. But
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
right now, like having just an off day is very beneficial for the Pirates.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely need to regroup here.
all right, so one other I have a question here. Just what would you guys do with second base this year? Are you happy with Triolo? Are you looking down at AAA, seeing Gonzalez and Peguero just lighting it up? I think both of them are like over 350 averages, like approaching or at 1,000 OPS. I mean,
I think
I like
Peguero-
Triolo a ton.
I do too,
Yeah.
and I think I don't know if he's the everyday second baseman that people thought he was
Right.
going to be after spring training. I mean, I feel like him playing third base right now, giving Hayes, gearing his back issues. I think Peguero needs to be up sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I think Triolo on the roster, like even if
Oh,
one of those-
100%. He can
yeah,
play.
I
He
would-
can play
it's
any
all-
position in the infield, but minus catcher,
Yeah.
which is definitely nice to have.
yeah, just the versatility makes him
Yeah.
so valuable. But yeah, I mean, like people like I kind of even forget now, like G1 Day, like
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say that too.
like kind of plays some second if we really like. I don't really like his outfield skills, so like, but if they're just flipping him back and forth, I don't know. I'm not the
I think you get
biggest.
his speed back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something big we're missing right now is speed on the bases.
A true lead
Right.
hitter that can actually.
I think you meant getting on the bases.
Well, that too.
I mean, get
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
That's a big thing right now.
Let's trade for Ruiz out of the Athletics.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
man.
we'll put
wish.
him back to back with Bay. We're taking all the damn bases.
We're still
You know, just trade
Yeah.
Gonzalez 1-for-1 for Ruiz. I'll
yeah,
take
we're
that.
Ricky Henderson, all this shit.
I would honestly take that.
I feel like
Like, it's
the Pirates have a lot of middle infield depth, and I feel like
Yep.
at some point they have to offload that.
Oh, and they've had it for. I mean, they've been trying to offload it, and they still have so much depth. Like Marcano's gone, Castro's gone. Trying to think of other guys, but yeah, it's been a weird position that they targeted. It seems like a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Freddie
Maybe they
Sanchez
like the
dipped, and they were like-
versatility.
They're
Yeah.
like, shit, we need help.
Yeah, we need Kevin Newman and Kevin Kramer.
Kevin
Hey,
Newman.
Hey, Kevin Newman batted
God.
700 one year in spring training, and now he's on the Reds batting like 100.
Good for him. Good for the Reds.
Exactly.
just a shame, you know.
But I feel like that position, just second and short in general, is definitely a position to watch going into
Yeah.
the trade deadline,
Mhm.
and even the offseason as well. Like I said, trying to offload some of that talent. Not saying Nick
Yep.
Gonzalez is a starting second baseman on the Yankees, but he would definitely be a starting second baseman on, I would
Yeah.
say, probably at least 12 teams in the league.
There's so many teams that he would be a better fit on, and it's nothing against him. It's just the fact that there's so many guys ahead of him right now, and I would rather see Peguero get time than Nick Gonzalez. I just kind of moved on, and we'll see what's next.
Man, we also have I don't know if you've heard of him or not, Tamar Johnson. We have him in our back pocket as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is all again like a 2-year, 3-year solution, hopefully, right? I know Tamar hasn't had the hottest of starts to the season, but limited sample size, so it's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, trying to think of anything else.
I guess one last question I have is, and this is something we talk about all the time, is when do you think Paul Skeens is actually going to get called up?
Yeah, so I May is probably a good guess. I would say June because it's the Pirates. But really, I don't think it's a service time thing with Skeens. As hard.
Gymnastics season.
Oh,
Yeah.
Livy Duncan me at the home opener, or when he pitched.
Yeah,
the home opener.
Oh,
I can't remember what his name is. The one guy on Twitter who said like he figured out like a service time calculator or something like that, and figured out that Skeens actually like whatever it is, he's past it at this point. So it's probably like you said, just an innings thing.
yeah, and I'm no Ethan Holohan. Like I'm not. I don't know the exact. Like it's a sliding scale for like the service time cutoff each year based on a certain percentage of players. So you never have like the exact date. It's always like a guess. But at the same time, I think it's more Skeens. He just needs to be stretched out. I don't think he's ever thrown like 5-day rotation. And so just getting built up to that kind of workload to the point where it doesn't overextend his arm and just have it fall off is something of value. I'd be cautious this year and then let's rip it next year.
There's been a little bit of rumors on Twitter here about May 3rd as his debut for the Pirates. I believe it's a Friday night against Colorado. I don't know how true I see that, but if I were to predict, I would say somewhere in that homestand because they play the Rockies, and there's like a 7-game homestand, so you can automatically take out any road games because he's not making his debut on the road. Same with Henry, Endy. Everyone's going to make their debut at home. So my guess is somewhere between May 3rd and I think it's like the 12th or something like that. They have like a 7 to 10 game homestand. That's my prediction on when we're going to see Paul Skeens.
Hope so. I mean, I can wear my Chinese jersey.
I do have one question regarding Paul Skeens here.
Here we go, baby.
So on a previous podcast, we all talked about if this is
Ask him just how you said it. During the
I will. If you're the batter's box against Paul Skeens, he's throwing 100 mile-per-hour fastballs right down the center of the plate. How many balls are you making contact with?
0.
Corey over here says fucking 15.
He said
At least
15.
At least 15.
At minimum.
At least. He
said.
At least.
Right.
Now give him your
My logic?
Yes.
Okay. So you get
Just
100. You get 100 mile-per-hour fastballs right down the middle. Right? You take the first 20. You get used to see how it's coming in. You know
fast. That's how it's coming.
It's coming in fast, but you're going to get a good feel for how it's how it's looking. Maybe the next 10, next 20, you take daddy hacks. Just go yard on them. Like, whatever. Yard. And then you're already 40 pitches through. So then you got 60
You're already
more.
40 pitches.
So you got
40 pitches in. He looks like backyard baseball.
So you got 60
He's
more.
already settled in. He's an MLB hitter. 40 pitches in the box. That's all it takes.
Right. So you have 60 more to.
Oh.
Can you hear us?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
I saw
Everything
like the
just
flicker.
flickered in here.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
Undertaker's
good.
about to
Yeah.
come out. No. So you get 60 more, and I will make at least 15 hits with those 60.
I can't. What?
They don't got to go out of the infield, but as long as I make contact, that's 15. So
It's not happening.
it sure is happening.
There's not a snowball's chance in hell that's happening.
When Skeens come up,
We'll get Skeens on the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll take him we'll take him up to Baldwin's baseball field.
no, I'm gonna do this at PNC Park.
Okay, yeah, right.
Get me on the field.
I don't think it's
Make it
All right,
happen,
all right,
brother.
guys.
Ian's Cast times Pirates.
The Inscast Pirates, what's it called? Collab.
Right.
Yeah.
The first thing
I
we're
call
doing
first.
is putting. Yeah. There is no debate who's going first.
I'll go first.
I'll watch from the fucking clubhouse and just watch them throw it to you.
At least 15.
Mark, you got anything
Yeah,
else you want to talk about Pirates related here?
No. I mean, it's an honor to be asked on. It was a blast sitting next to you guys at the game. You guys made it so much more fun.
Made the snow bearable.
Yeah, I mean, like even before we like said anything, I was just cracking up at you guys,
We were
just being like, these guys next to us are
I,
they're making this game more fun for
That's
me.
because Dill was
So
drunk.
yeah, I mean,
I was
I
not.
think he had one or two tough guy sodas.
But
Yeah,
when I go to games, honestly, I don't like to talk to anyone. I like just to sit there
Yeah,
and really take
yeah.
in the game because I'm a baseball player and that's what
right.
I like the
Yeah.
game. But talking to
That's
you was
what
like
you're there
different.
for.
I don't know. It was like different vibes. So I'm glad I sat next to you of all people.
Yeah, you gotta talk to someone that knows how to talk, like knows when to talk. You know,
Yeah.
you shut up when the pitch is going,
Knows
talk
what they're
for
talking
5
about. Like,
seconds.
A lot of the times,
Yeah,
it's tough.
yeah, oh yeah.
Well, Mark,
And you're like stuck next to them at the ballpark too.
Yeah, there's no going anywhere.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of going anywhere on a Tuesday afternoon game, though. You can kind of go wherever you want.
yeah, yeah. Maybe not opening. Yeah,
No,
any other day that's not opening day.
You're
but,
you're stuck there opening day through
Yeah.
thick and thin. But Mark, we thank you for coming on the podcast. We look forward to seeing a lot of your clips here coming up this season, and
oh yeah.
Hopefully our Pirates can turn it around here. I almost said second half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like
the last
the
this has
second
been the
half of
first half.
April.
the last 87% of the
Yeah,
season.
the
here.
last 19
Yeah.
games of the season here.
it's always a ride with the Buccos. So
Oh, and if we do end up coming to Detroit here in
Yeah.
May, we'll be sure to hit you up. Maybe catch you at the game or two.
yeah, I will probably be at least one, if not both. But whichever one you guys go to, I'll make it happen. So
All right, brother.
Cool.
If you want any Pirates trading cards, I just followed you with my card Twitter, so just
oh,
shoot me a message and I will
Do the
do my
same.
best.
my friend
Yeah.
Corey over here. He's got a card. He's got a card Twitter too.
Short shit, do.
Corey's cards 412 is about to
Hell
follow
yeah.
you on.
Oh yeah.
Mine's at least cool. Like,
Please
I got a
do.
cool name. Mine's Jump City. That's
What's wrong with Corey's cards 412? I'm representing the city.
You're like
Well, yeah, I don't represent the city. That's my big thing.
Platinum.
do you guys have any like big card Twitter drama? There seems to always be drama going on card Twitter. Like there's like that like scam AI guy, like the Eric
Oh, yeah.
Whitebeck is like
Hive
doing top.
is, there's an account called Hive that I actually used to do a lot of business with him. But then he kind of like just stopped responding to people, and he had just like
Yep.
hundreds of people's like stacks at it.
Oh yeah, I saw that. And there was like a fantasy football component or something.
Yeah. He was like funding his fantasy football league. Then he didn't pay out the fantasy winner. Then he didn't. Then he was asking people to send him money to ship them like his like. it
Yeah,
was just-
to like get what they paid for. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like.
And then he tried to sell his account.
Yeah, he tried to sell his account, but then
Oh
people
my God.
people like blew up. They were like, "Who the F wants to buy an account where like the
Right.
reputation's damaged?" Like, it was,
On the way down.
yeah, I mean, I was unemployed here for a hot second, 4 months. And like all I did was read card Twitter, and it's
Yeah, dude.
it's so funny.
There's some funny stuff. Like I love Pirates Twitter because like it has characters too. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. There's always some kind of like drama some week at one point, But yeah, it's fun. Good old Twitter.
X.
Yeah,
It'll
X.
always be-
I still call it Twitter.
Always
Oh,
known
it's-
as Twitter.
It's Twitter.
Throw up the D Generation X.
I started my personal like account in 2009, so I'm not changing after 15 years. Fuck that.
It's always Twitter.
We grew up with Twitter,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I ain't calling it no X shit.
All right, Mark. We appreciate you coming on, brother.
Appreciate it, guys.
Like I said, we'll hit you up when we're in Detroit. We'll catch you at the game.
Yeah,
I'll see-
please do.
I'll see you
Always
on
happy
Friday.
to come on. Yeah. Yeah. Be at my local pub down the street. Yeah. See you. All right. Have a good podcast, guys.
Thanks, brother.
And,
Hey, we'll catch you later.
go Sixers.
All right, Mark. We just want to thank you again for coming on. For those of you that don't already follow him, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Be a
Platinum
bunch of bitches.
Key Brian Hayes. Follow him on Twitter. Awesome dude. Yeah. All right, Tiggs. What do you got else to cover in the other 29 teams here in the MLB?
Not much.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll
Oh.
keep it short and sweet here for
Nice.
Dylan.
Nice. Just for me?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so moving on from last podcast, there was like a kind of top 3 in baseball. One of them was the Pirates. It's kind of evened out a little bit. Most of the divisions are competitive to start. There's really no division right now. I know it's early, but there's no really division that's anybody's running away with at the moment. it's pretty much like a clear top couple teams, except for the AL West where the Astros are 6-14. But
Ooh.
Ooh, I didn't know
See
they
ya.
were that bad.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Their bullpen and their pitching awful.
But
Yeah.
also no hitter.
I guess they're not
They
cheating
did have
this
a
year.
no-hitter.
He's about the only bright spot in the entire team right now.
yeah,
Jordan.
and
Well,
I mean the White Sox are.
Not to be confused with the Black Sox.
Right.
The White Sox are projecting to be one of the worst teams in baseball history to start the season. They're 2-15.
That's,
so-
that's bad coming from the A's from last year too.
yeah,
The
yeah,
A's
exactly.
actually, we thought they were going to be bad, but they're actually not the worst team. We're the second worst team because the Marlins are second.
They're 8-11 right now. They're just
Not
kind
bad.
of moving along.
Yeah, they
even
might
though
finish
they-
with 8 wins this year.
You know how many people they have in their stadium? Probably 800.
Well, yeah, imagine if they let their players who were on the roster last year play this year too.
Or
They're
the
not
ones
allowed to
were
do
in
that.
spring training that play well.
Yeah,
They're just really hyping up their AAA team.
The AAA might have higher attendance than the
yeah they're trying to
MLB
beat the
team.
Orioles AAA team.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
luck.
Yeah,
Right.
good luck with that one.
Good luck, Charlie.
Yeah, moving
Good
on
show.
from there. Going back to the 2021 MLB draft, pick number 2, Jack Leader, I think it is.
Leiter.
Leader, whatever. Leader,
Picker Piper.
Leader makes his debut. I think he's supposed to actually make it tonight, which is Thursday, but I'm not positive on that. I know that they called him up the other day, and he was supposed to make a start sometime this
I hate
week.
to tell you,
So
Tiggs, but today is Wednesday.
Who's the
correct.
Yeah,
So tomorrow, I think
who's he play for?
the Rangers.
Okay.
The rich get richer with that guy.
Yeah,
Literally.
Yeah.
yeah. He was the number 2 pick in the 2021 draft, and he's their number 8 prospect. Which is kind of disgusting.
Where did
Rangers have
Kumar
a
go?
Ridiculous system
Texas.
too.
Back to college and then got redrafted by Rangers.
He's
Jack
like,
gonna
White
play?
pitches tomorrow.
he's in AAA.
Yeah. Who? Kumar
Oh, yeah.
Rocker?
I thought he had
Yeah.
Tommy John, didn't he?
No.
No.
He failed his physical. That's why he had to go
Yeah.
back.
Oh, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, another pick number 3, I believe it was here. I actually had the 2021 draft here. Pick number 3, brother. Jackson Jobe is also probably going to be making his debut in the next month or two. Probably has the best fastball out of any prospect in baseball, not named Paul Skeens.
Or Jared Jones.
True.
So he's the third best fastball.
Jared Jones wasn't really considered that in
Well, he showed it this year.
the minors, though. He did. I mean, he's still had a good fastball, but not to Jobe or Skeens' level of at least grading.
He's the Detroit Tigers, correct?
Yes,
Jackson
yes.
Jobe.
He's their number 3 prospect. Number 3.
Behind Javier Baez, right?
Yeah, behind Javier Baez.
Right.
No, behind Colt Keith and who am I forgetting?
Probably Maglio Ordonez.
Speaking of thank you,
yeah,
brother,
True.
Sketches went live on Twitch.
Who?
Sketch.
Should we
Thank you, brother.
get him on the podcast? Do you think we can get Sketch on here?
We got an extra TV over there, brother.
Definitely.
Definitely not. Next.
We could.
Yeah, I mean the 2021 draft's advancing pretty quickly. Marcelo Meyer, I think, is in Double-A right now.
Mm-hmm.
Was any of these top 5, actually, besides maybe Colin Cowser at the time, the top 4 at least were all in the running for the number 1 pick when the Pirates were picking. And I mean, we got Hank.
I still love Hank.
Get him a
Solid
hitting
pick.
coach. The guy
Make
can
his stance
play.
wider because we thought he changed.
The guy's
it.
a ball player, plain
yeah,
and
because
simple.
he's got the quads of tree trunks.
Sids
I
are
don't
better.
think that's necessarily a qualifying prospect to be a ball player, but
sure it is. Yeah.
I mean, you were a ball player.
I was.
Where's your
Look
tree
at your
trunks?
fucking legs.
You know what? I'm not gonna hear for this slander, guys. Yeah.
But yeah, Marcelo
Oh,
Meyer, I believe, is in
airplane was
Double
about
A
to land
right
on my
now.
house.
Colton Cowser is the best hitter in baseball apparently at the moment.
Dylan PC's him.
Jordan Lawler, number 6 of the Diamondbacks, he's also in Double A, I believe, and he kind of just fell off the face of the planet. No idea who Frank Mazzicato is. Sure
He's a
someone would.
pitcher for the Royals.
I don't know anything beyond that.
He's supposed to be pretty decent, but I haven't watched him. I've just heard his name.
And then Kumar, where is Kumar Rocker right now? Let's see.
Probably about
Double-A. He's-
prospect.
He
number 50.
is.
Probably down PC.
Honestly, I don't even know if he's on a team right now.
Non-existent. Okay, next.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to cover that a little bit. And then finally, the last thing I have for today is the good old TJ epidemic going on right now,
Ooh.
or as
That's worse
Twitter
than
would
the-
like you to believe.
That's worse than the COVID. I heard.
Yeah, TJ
Yeah, I
Watt
heard
just out here running.
Corey's gonna catch Tommy John if he's not careful.
Right.
Side note: Kumar Rocker is in High A, but he is on the 60-day IL.
See ya.
R.I.P.
Probably Tommy John as well.
Yeah, I mean, every year it just seems more and more that like Tommy John's becoming a bigger thing. The numbers don't exactly back it up from what I've seen. Like, it's not any different this year than it has been maybe the past 5 or 6 years. But I mean, when you have somebody like Spencer Strider go down, it's obviously just going to inflate the perception of Tommy John.
Bieber too.
Who?
Shane
Bieber.
Oh yeah, Bieber too.
He was like the first one to get it this year.
Garrett Cole might have to have it, even though they're trying to lay off that, but he might as well just have it at this point.
But I want to know what your guys' opinion on it. Do you think that there's going to be a drastic change in the way pitchers pitch, or do you think it's just become a normal part of lifestyle in the MLB?
At
No.
this point, it's probably normal.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I feel like most players are going to get it, and they're going to come back stronger. That's mine.
Well, it just has everything to do with the pitch clock. Did you see that?
I don't think everything.
I don't
Well,
think-
I'm not saying everything. I'm saying, but like, did you see that Tyler Glasnow video that he put out explaining
Yeah.
like, the injury and everything?
I don't.
Like, he has good points there.
I don't think it necessarily helps or hurts. I definitely think that there's going to be connections to it, just because, again, of the perception of Tommy John. But
Go Pens.
I just think that now, whenever you're getting a pitcher, especially a pitcher who throws hard sliders and hard cutters, like Sam was talking about, that you're just going to have to face the fact that they're going to get Tommy John at some point in their year, and you're missing a year and a half of that pitcher.
Did Chapman ever have Tommy John?
No.
Which is insane because that dude still throws.
He was the hardest
Yeah.
thrower for how many years in a row, right?
I don't know. I used to watch him. The Reds trot his ass out every fucking day at PNC. So
Yeah.
That was a tough look.
I just.
I mean,
I
it's
know.
not every pitcher is going to. I mean, but it seems just more and more that like
Seems like the young guys. Like it's a lot of the younger guys. Like Strider's young.
yeah, that's
Garrett Cole's old as dirt.
somebody
But,
else
like-
brought up that it's becoming more and more common in high school too.
Ooh,
Which-
that's bad.
While I don't like that, because I mean, how as a high school player are you gonna try to like get noticed if you have to get Tommy John and miss a year and a half of your high school career? But at the same time, like if you do get Tommy John and you have to get it again, it's usually going to be 3 to 4 years.
I think high school sports. I mean, I have a unique perspective for high school sports, but I feel like with high school sports, a lot of kids, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, like I think when we were growing up, like you had kids that, yeah, sure, they did travel, whatever. Now though, it's like if you ever want to go, like if you think that your kid is good enough, which I feel like every parent probably
Yeah.
would, thinks that they're going to be a professional athlete, like they put them in all that shit. And like when we were kids, it was one thing for us. Like I used to play baseball. Shout out to BWAA. But like when you used to play baseball, like, it would be like you would go to the game, you would go home, you might have like 2 games a week. Now when you're traveling, you're pitching. If you're a pitcher, like you're pitching what, maybe 3 times a week, like 3 to 4 times a week. Like,
Yeah.
that's insane. And then even in high school, like you like we talked with Mark a little bit about Bubba Chandler. Like he's listed as a pitcher and a shortstop. Like I was a pitcher, and then I caught the later innings. But like for kids that are like in the outfield, like positions where you have to throw, like when you're just continuously throwing and throwing and throwing, and like some high schools don't have the resources that like say a Fox Chapel would have, or like a Central Catholic would have. Like,
Nope.
well, you wouldn't know because we just beat Baldwin and everything.
Who's we?
He went to West.
He went to West
Well,
Mifflin.
West Mifflin ain't even on a map at
I
Central.
took offense to that.
He said, "We don't even think of you."
I don't even know who I am
But-
anymore.
I just think that there's not like it's accessibility is a big thing for high school sports and time. Like you just they don't give kids time to heal properly to grow into doing the things that you need to do to be a professional athlete.
Especially for your elbow ligament, which is
Right.
not that strong to begin with.
Right, you're in left field and then you come in and they're like, "All right, we're going to bring in whoever from left field." Like he just threw 3 people out at home. And now he's got to
Come
throw
on, Johnny, let's go.
Yeah. His parents are his dad's the one pacing up and down the baseline like it's just there's a lot of pressure on kids to overperform and I think that kids just I don't know. I feel like you got to let your kid be a kid, and part of that is maybe not pumping them into sports every day.
Nice.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Don't let your kids be kids.
You tell him, Dill. Speaking of Tommy John, Sean Keeley had Tommy John twice.
Shout out to him.
Shout out Sean Keeley.
Hey, he's a BWAA guy.
No, I think he was a GBWA guy.
Whatever, they're the same thing.
Him and Dubois over there.
He played with my brother.
I played G.
That's what I said.
I played
yeah.
in G for a little bit.
G was.
Well, yeah,
you know
once
what
it was
the
the
G
only
stood
league
for?
left.
Greater
Greater.
than BW. Yep.
Right.
Greater.
They
I,
said,
I
how?
started in NBA,
They're like, how do we
NBAA.
be better than
then
BWAA?
BWAA,
Oh, we're greater.
then GBWAA.
Yeah.
But yeah. Got anything else?
That was all.
No. Good. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
Speaking
Dylan.
of, speaking of not short and sweet, my turn. UFC 300 is finally here. That's all I got.
Well, it was here.
Yeah,
and
it was.
We're just doing the recap.
Yeah. So we all gave our predictions last podcast, so I'm going to run through those real quick. Dylan and Zach both finished at 9-4. Shout out you guys. Corey didn't finish in last. 8-5.
I got you.
Me and Tiggs.
Yeah. You got. I walk in the door. You guys tell me I was in last. Like I
7
thought I was
and
in
6.
sole last. I'm not tied for
7-6.
last.
Well,
So
you
we're
weren't
gonna,
first. So.
you know they say if you're not first, you're last. So you guys have to have a wrestling match out in the tornado to see who comes in first.
Got it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sick.
We'll both blow away in that. So.
Dylan definitely will.
You'll find me in the trees about 60 feet in the air.
You know, them leaves out there, Dylan might weigh less than them. So yeah, I'm going to recap hopefully these fights here pretty quickly. Figueiredo tapped out Cody Garbrandt.
Thank
for,
Christ.
I don't know. You still don't have a reason to why you don't like Cody Garbrandt.
I just don't like him.
That's fine. Probably because he has tattoos. Bobby Green, Jim Miller, that fight was epic, honestly.
Great.
I'm sad to see Jim Miller lose.
He looked like he got killed.
What do you guys think that was his last fight? Has to be, right?
I would think. He
I don't
didn't
know.
really say anything.
He's
yet.
40. I believe he's 42.
Like at
He
what point's
lost.
enough?
He
Right.
lost via decision. After the fight, he ended up breaking his hand in the first round. He broke one of his toes, and he had 23 stitches on the upper and lower part of his
Yeah, it's
eye.
casual.
But
Animal.
you can't end on a loss.
Sure, you can.
You can when you go out like that. I walked in
He's
there,
a
it looked like the
legend.
Passion of Christ was on TV.
He's a legend in the UFC. It doesn't matter if you
Oh,
win or
yeah.
lose.
But like personally, like
Oh,
He
yeah.
had his UFC 100 jacket out at the press conference.
Yeah, I heard he's going for the heavyweight title next.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, okay.
He's gonna fight at UFC
He's
400.
waiting
get
for
that
John
jacket
Jones.
too.
Yeah, he's gonna be 65.
Andrade defeated Rodriguez via decision. Jalen Turner, yikes, he got knocked out. Yeah,
Talking to
yikes.
my
That was
parlay
big
piece of
guy.
What an
shit.
absolute!
He knocked him in, I believe it was the first round.
Yep.
Yeah, and he put his arms.
He put his arms up like he won,
He said,
But the
He
dude
walked
wasn't even,
away.
like, out. He just like knocked him down.
Right.
"Yeah,
and then it turned out that he ended up getting knocked out
Yeah,
himself.
He didn't take advantage.
Big
and
ass
he
lightning
just,
bolt
like,
behind your head.
thought he won.
Diego Lopez won via knockout against Yosef. Now, personally, one of the fights I was very much looking forward to, Kayla Harrison's debut. She submitted Holly Holm. Another person who I think might hang up her gloves is Holly Holm. I know none of you guys stayed up for the press conference, but I did.
Joe Pens. There's Pusinen.
Nunez said that she would contemplate coming out of retirement if it meant fighting Kayla Harrison for the title.
Was Nunez at the press or was she?
No, she
No, it
just
was
like
later.
she like
Afterwards.
messaged Dana.
Mm,
And said that she would like contemplate coming out of retirement if it meant fighting Kayla Harrison.
she said, what up,
because they-
sweet cheeks."
Because the two of them always, everyone in MMA world always wanted them to fight, and Kayla Harrison never came to the UFC until now. So I mean that would be a cool ass fight.
That was her debut. Or no?
Yeah.
it was her
Okay,
debut.
that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Good.
she'll probably I would imagine. I don't know if they'll give her a title fight her next fight. I mean I think she definitely deserves it. But
Sounds horrible.
I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, it's pissing.
Aljamain defeated Qatar via decision. It was a good old wrestling match.
Yeah.
Yuri, whew, yikes. Another big ass fight. He knocked out Rakic, and I thought for sure that was fight of the night. What a way to end the prelims, though, in
Yeah.
that fight.
Great fight.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to ask you guys. Did you guys watch UFC 300?
No.
No?
Yeah.
one?
I
I
passed
thought-
out for about a hot 20 minutes.
I caught the highlights at the
Well,
very end.
he was passed out sleeping. He was drunk in the bathroom with a zit in his mouth.
Don't even know what you're talking about.
Me and Tiggs, and
I
you
was
and
only
Josh
out
were
for
vibing.
like.
Yeah.
I was
fight.
only out for like. No,
Fight.
no. I saw the end of it. It was,
Yeah, after I woke you up.
yeah, I woke up for the last 10 seconds of. I'll let him
But
talk
that
about
that
it.
had a lot of potential to be fight of the night until I'll cover a fight here later. Bo Nickel won via submission in the second round against Brundage, and
He
that
was
was his
pissed.
longest fight of his career.
He was pissed.
And
He was pissed.
He booed himself
Yeah.
after the fight because he said it was such a poor performance.
And he said, he doesn't he like to end things quicker, or I forget how he.
Well,
worded it,
he's
but-
never made it to the second round.
Yeah.
He said when Joe Rogan was interviewing him afterwards, he was like, I gave him too many opportunities. I should have closed them earlier. And I'm like, that's a hell of an arrogant.
That's why a lot of people like might not like him, because he's very, very all about himself. Like, I'm gonna be the best one day, and he has potential to be. Oliveira lost by split decision against Armin Sukrin. I love Olives. I don't know how necessarily that was a split decision. I think he lost all 3 rounds, but that's neither here nor there. Max Holloway Gaethje fight was okay. That Max Holloway fight, that was fucking.
Did you say that was okay?
Yeah, that was fine.
It was all right.
I mean, I did fall asleep for the
Yeah, you
first
did.
2 rounds of
Oh my
that.
God, you were
That
awake
was
for
one
the
of the best knockouts I've ever seen.
That was fucking nuts.
Max Holloway is such a dog. Like, Corey's over there pointing like to the ground.
Being you,
He
Tex.
called Gaethje. He called Gaethje to the center of the ring, and he said, "We're ending it right here."
10 seconds left.
He's done that before in the UFC. 10 seconds left. Him and Gaethje were just sitting there. I don't know if Gaethje was like necessarily swinging. His arms looked like noodles. but
He's like, all right, there we go.
but I mean, shout out to Justin Gaethje. He's big as a dog as
Big dog.
fucking Max Holloway is.
Yeah.
Respect that for
He
probably
got
was going to win
knocked.
that fight. unless he was
100%.
knocked
He was winning that fight.
That
The
dude
only-
felt like bricks. He
Yeah.
was just like,
With 1 second left, he won via knockout.
that's
and
Corey taking a Paul Skeen ball to the dome.
We were watching the very
it all
next
right down the
fight,
middle.
and there was a lot of blood from Jim Miller, but there was a specific spot right next to the I believe it was the Monster logo right in the center.
Yeah, it was.
And Dylan was like, "I think that's Gaethje's face."
It definitely was.
And it 100% was. They
Where
showed the
he's
replay
laying.
where he felt, and there was just like a perfect oval
Mhm.
of just blood. And Mark Goddard tweeted that he was mic'd up during that fight. He said he wanted it leaked.
I
And,
wish I wish it would.
Mhm.
Do you think it'll ever come out?
It did.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, it did. They released it. Yeah, he was
Watch
like, "It's
that.
over! It's over!" Yeah, it was pretty
I
sweet.
gotta go home
I
and
seen
watch
a
it.
video of Gaethje hugging, I think it was Herb Dean, saying like, "Why'd you stop it? Why'd you stop it?" Did you see that?
Herb D wasn't his.
I know, but he was in like he had to go in and help him off the ground.
Oh.
But like you were like carrying him back to his corner, and he was like, "Why'd you stop it? Why'd you stop it?" And like you said, he wasn't even first of all the referee, and he was just like, "Brother, you were just dead
Yeah.
in the
He
middle of
was-
the
he was
fucking
out for a
octagon."
while.
I mean, he was folded for.
Yeah,
like a lawn chair.
I just started watching UFC, but I was like, I'm gonna
like,
start watching this shit.
You're
so
like, you're like, that hurt. That hurt a little bit.
yeah, that
So
definitely wasn't
Max
fun.
Holloway 100% controls his destiny in the UFC
Yeah.
right now. He's only 32, which is fucking crazy.
yeah.
Max Holloway's been in the UFC what feels like fucking
Yeah,
forever,
a long time,
which he
yeah.
has been. But the fact that he's only 32, so I came up with some possible paths that he could take. He could defend the BMF belt, which I don't think he will.
Didn't he say? I thought he said he wanted it to against McGregor.
That's if you let me fucking talk here, buddy. Thanks.
Read the notes, cuz.
I think he's gonna end up fighting Poirier for the featherweight championship, which
I hope that's the route we go.
I do too.
Because
It-
Taporia
it
looked like
comes
a bitch in the front row.
it comes into the topic of, okay, if Max Holloway wins, then you set up Max and Volk for part fucking 9. Like,
Do we really want to watch part 9?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Volk has Holloway's number. I will 100% watch that fight every single time.
I'd watch him
I'll
fight
watch
every
100%.
single day of the
I
week.
feel like, how many more iterations do you get? You know, unless they're like, they keep being
Well,
the top
if he's
two, right?
they were the top 2 for the longest time.
Mhm.
Another potential he could hold out and fight for the lightweight, which would be the winner of Islam versus Poirier, which is definitely not what he wants to do, because if Islam beats Poirier, Islam's just going to wrestle him for 5 rounds, and it's just not going to be fun to watch.
Has he fought Islam before?
No, this was his first fight up that he moved
First
up to
fight up,
lightweight.
okay.
And as Tiggs so
Spoiled.
nicely spoiled, he could rematch Connor, which
Can't call it unlikely and then say it like 3 points later.
who said unlikely?
You said he's gonna defend the BMF, which is unlikely.
I didn't say that was for the BMF. I said it's for the money fight.
What's the money fight?
Like, it's the fight you get the most money for.
Shane McMahon
Oh,
dollar
I
bills
see.
are gonna rain down from the sky.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but Chad Ochocinco was on a podcast or
Loser.
was on ESPN or something, and he says that he could last multiple rounds with Max Holloway.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Max Holloway is up for debate for the best boxer in the UFC. Chad Ochocinco wasn't even the best fucking receiver in the NFL.
He wasn't the best receiver on his team.
No.
Usman's was.
Yeah, TJ, who's your mama?
Who's your mama?
Steeler
So
killer.
Max
Yeah.
Holloway definitely has a lot to. Like I said, he controls his own destiny at this point. I always liked Max. He's a good ass dude.
Mhm.
He wants to fight in Hawaii, but Dana White says it's very unlikely just because there's like no. They have a like fight night type capable of place they could fight, but Max Holloway's not a fight night main
Yeah.
event guy.
Are
So
they not like full MMA or whatever it is regulated? in
no,
Hawaii?
they just don't have. There's like not an arena in Hawaii to.
There's not
hold.
enough people or not enough arenas. Yeah.
So Dana White basically said you fly all of Hawaii to your fights. It's literally what he said at the press
Oh.
conference.
Whole country.
Whole country, yep, just pick 'em
The
up and
country
move
of
'em.
Hawaii.
The Battle of China.
That was lightning.
Wei Li won via decision. She kind of, I mean, that first round when she choked her out and they let her try to stand up and she stood up on her own, they let it go. That was pretty cool to see.
She was a little.
I mean, she was-
2-1. I was kind of snoozing.
Yeah, she.
I thought they were gonna call it. I honestly thought
She was
gonna
out.
tap.
She was limp.
Yeah, but they let her stand up and she stood up on her own, so they let the fight go. Like I said, Wei Li defended her belt, and then last fight of the night, wow, Pereira versus Hill, Jamal Hill. Pereira's just he's a different breed. I think he's just insane.
Very scary.
He's one of the motherfuckers I definitely on that list that I do not fuck with.
top of the list.
Yep, very top, number one.
Did you see that when he
Barely
shot,
above Tiggs though.
Did
barely
you see when
above
he
Tiggs.
shot
John
his
Jones
arrow?
won Pereira too.
Did you see that video when he shoots his arrow at his entrance and Hill took it and broke it?
Yeah.
And somebody quoted it and they were like, "Might not want to get knocked out real quick then."
Actually, let me clarify. Outside of the ring, Pereira won Jones too. Inside the ring, Jones won Pereira too.
Yeah.
And then Tiggs, and then Aroldis
Yeah.
Chapman.
And then
Yeah.
Dylan after that.
Speed bump.
So I don't know if you guys saw after the fight, he like bent down to like fuck with his toe. He broke his toe during camp.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is a broken toe. There's not much you could do. You're definitely number one not backing out of a fight because of a broken toe in general, but number two, you're not backing out of a fight main event of 300,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Can't wait till his toe fell off.
So
Was
he
What was
got
like Frankenstein.
he got hit in the cup.
Didn't even blink.
Didn't even take his eyes off the hill. Didn't even blink. He literally stared him straight down like he was looking at the Arnold Palmer half and half light.
That's why I just did it to
Pushed
James.
off-
He was just
Pushed off Herb Dean and then knocked him out about 5 seconds later.
yeah.
Yeah, cold.
That was insane. He says he wants to fight a heavyweight. 100% that's not happening. I don't think it will. Yuri proved that he 100% deserves a title shot. That is the next fight to make.
I agree.
Yuri versus Pereira here.
I
But, I mean,
Pereira.
Pereira.
I'd pay a lot of money for him and John Jones to fight each other, but
Never happened.
Never going to happen.
that's if John Jones ever makes it back in the ring again.
John Jones has one fight left, and it's Aspinall, and then he's hanging up the cleats. Moving on to the press conference here.
We were all
like I
asleep
said,
for
you
it,
guys were
3
all
a.m.
asleep. I was fucking sitting down here
I
enjoying
watched
myself,
it the next day.
sitting up here watching it on TV, and it just says 15,000 people waiting to start. I'm like, looking on Twitter. I'm like, the fuck? When's this thing start? I'm like, scrolling. Yeah. I had to fucking refresh the screen. It didn't automatically over, so I missed the first like 5 minutes of it.
Whoops.
But the biggest things that Dana talked about, he announced 3 fights that are coming up in June. 302 main event, like I said, Islam versus Poirier. I don't really like Islam, but we'll see where that goes. And then the co-main of that same card is Sean Strickland versus Paulo Costa.
That's gonna be a fun one.
And then the moment we have all been waiting for, finally we have a confirmed date
Want to spoil this one too, Tiggs?
for Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler.
Finally.
International Fight Week 303. Which is actually funny because when McGregor posted that video about a month and a half or so ago about when he was going to fight, he said he was fighting at International Fight Week.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that this whole time that they had this fight booked and they just waited until
After 300 to announce it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to overshadow 300.
and somebody asked Dana if they had any plans of them showing that during 300, like showing on the screen like McGregor versus Chandler. He was like, no, this event was all about 300.
Smart.
No,
Yeah.
it had nothing to do with McGregor. Like it's it's all strictly business. One thing I do have to say though is I don't know how true these rumors are. I saw it on Twitter. Who knows? Blah blah blah. If it was possible that they would introduce a 165-pound title, and it would be to the winner of this fight, which would be cool.
I think I saw Chandler, a quote of Chandler's like, I would not be surprised if a title came out of this or whatever, something along
Yeah.
those lines.
I think it
What's
would be
the
cool.
surrounding weights?
55 is lightweight, and then I think the next one up is 185.
You said this was what?
165.
They're fighting at 165.
Oh.
It's a catch weight. So it'd be 165 to, I think it's 155, 185, 205, and then heavyweight, if I remember
That's a
correctly.
good
feel like they just-
separator.
I don't know. Like it's
I think it's a big
not
gap.
necessary. I
It's
don't
not
think.
necessary, but I think you draw more. I think the only argument I could make for this is lightweight is so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have guys like 1 to 10 that any single day of the week,
Mhm.
one of them could be the champ.
I was gonna say more competition.
I think that if you
Different
somehow
matchups.
if you make this fight for 165 and you create a title, I feel like you'll see a lot of guys, because I feel like 155 is a hard cut for people. So that would be cool. But who knows? And then one thing I wanted to start here. It's new, something new. Each podcast I'm going to give on the current day. I'm going to give a parlay that I make, a 5-leg parlay. Just for fun. Just for fun. So it's Wednesday. Did I make this? Did I put money on it? World may never know. My take for tonight is Boston Red Sox money line against the Guardians, Angels
Easy.
money line against the Rays,
Easy.
Penguins money line, Toronto money line, and then Edmonton money line.
Who's Edmonton play?
Arizona. They're only 175 favorites because they're resting.
Half
They're not-
our team.
McDavid's not resting, but they're playing their backup goalie and they're resting a couple other guys.
Does McDavid have 100 assists yet?
Yeah, he got it. He got it a couple nights ago. Yeah. I'm gonna start doing this because I feel like now that 300's over, there's no fights this weekend. They're taking a whole extra week off. So I feel like I built up 300 like it was my fucking job.
Just like you did Pirate Fest?
Yeah, I don't know what I was more excited for, home opener, Pirates Fest, or 300. But 301 is fucking dog shit. Wow, is it bad? I'm not even gonna talk about it. Yeah, Pantoja is the main event for the championship,
That's good.
and that's about it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about that right now. But
Did I see that there's 2 main cards in 1 month? It's like 301 and 302, or am I losing my mind? I thought
there
was one
there
beginning
there
of-
might be.
Well, you know what? I think it's 302 and 303. 302 is the beginning of June. 303 is at the end of June.
It's 302 is like the first weekend of June.
Yes.
303 is always the Saturday before 4th of July.
So it'd be the last weekend.
So it'll be the last weekend of June. Yeah. But that's all I got to cover. I was very excited. UFC 300, I think, lived up. I'd give it a solid 8.6 out of 10.
8.4.
Yeah, that's fair.
Always 6.
Always 6.
Always 6 in it somewhere.
Has to be.
All right. So we're going to throw another little curveball at you guys. Dylan is making his podcast debut.
Uh-oh.
I'm
For
only
trivia.
passing the torch
Boo!
once.
That was dumb.
What do you want me to do? Go
There's
for it.
big shoes to fill here, but
There's really not.
you're right. They're not fucking toddler
I
size
am only
one
a
and a half.
size 12.
Bought a toddler 1.5.
So
Hmm.
Dill, what do you got for us? I don't know if you could do worse than Corey. Some of Corey's.
I mean,
but
I don't know. This one I saw on TikTok, and it did kind of well.
Corey sees him on TikTok
All the time,
Never
Dill.
as well.
And what it is I'm gonna give you 3 colors of a collegiate football team.
This game's fucking dumb. Next.
But I give them to you one at a time.
Yeah,
I've seen this.
before.
So
Blue pit.
right.
so we're gonna.
is this a group effort?
No, you each get one.
Oh,
So
Oof.
whoever wants to go for, you guys can choose who goes
You
first.
said this is all college.
Yes, and then
Okay.
I will say they're all Power 5. It did not go whole D1.
All right.
I think you should start
No
with
Green.
Montana
slippery
State.
rock.
right. I think you should start with the Game Master.
Yeah, that's fair because Corey's never played a game before, except for one of mine.
Yeah.
But you want to get that any closer to your face?
Am I not supposed to look at you?
Get the bifocals out, Urkel. Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't want to because I have to pull up. They're all screenshots. So when I pull up the album, I don't want to. You could see the logos.
I won't look.
All right.
All right, Corey, I'm pulling for you here, bud.
You know,
I might give you a half, maybe be 1.5 at 25 if you get this right.
try to win something.
Corey's never won before.
Oh, of course they're not in order. So this will be fun.
I am the 1 in 25
Okay.
Tiggs.
Okay, so you get one at a time. I'm gonna show. I'll show
Are we
my
allowed to
screen.
guess after each color?
No,
Well,
it's just Corey.
No,
No, I'm saying if let's
Oh.
say the first cover is black.
Yeah.
Can
Yes.
you guess?
Oh.
And then
Fucking capuchin in.
so
man. You just had to talk that shit.
so you
Well,
get
this
one.
first
I'm gonna
one's
show you
wiped off.
one. This is Corey's first.
Yeah, got it. Purdue.
no, they waved it off. It was offsides.
case anybody was
In case
wondering.
anybody was looking, I got that first chance.
I heard. Damn, cuz.
Sorry, I was
How
sneezing.
do you think of this? Do you think of Purdue?
Yeah.
Yes. That's the
Or
only.
That was
UCF.
actually really hard.
Purdue or UCF?
Really?
Or maybe Navy.
Would that have given it away?
Uh,
Would Black have given it away?
I would have went with the Saints.
I guess the Saints would have been a decent guess if it was not college.
Yeah, not college.
Who wants to go next?
Diggs.
Since I would-
It's volunteering with everybody.
Tiggs is asking a lot of questions over there. It's his turn.
Give him that one.
Corey's like,
Hold
what's
on,
the
wait.
worst one?
These
Give
are
it to him.
all messed up.
Sick.
Bro is worse than Dylan. Or worse than Corey.
Game's
whatever his
fucking
name
chalk.
is.
He's doing it on his phone.
Good thing I got backups. Yeah, these ones aren't as big, so you can't see them.
We love that Steve prepared some backups for Dill.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Shout out, Steve.
Okay,
What's the first color?
well, I was showing it.
Georgia Tech.
Bro,
Okay.
what the fuck
Purdue.
is wrong
Purdue.
with you guys?
Did he get it?
Yes.
I don't want to go now.
That's it.
Your turn, buddy.
I told you to give him the other one. I don't think he would have got that one.
Well, I was going in order. I wasn't like picking anything
We
specific.
go.
Now I can.
My turn.
Yeah, it's your turn. I'm the host. How do you want to do?
I ain't getting this.
Me, neither am I.
Who's up?
No pressure, but we
The
each got
James.
on our first guess.
So you
Well,
want-
I-
Oh, Russ is
I-
gonna. Russ is gonna locker room. Season's fucking trash.
Great. Not gonna have him for the playoffs.
Baldwin.
TCU.
Good
No,
guess.
no,
Mm.
not,
Well, that was a good
not,
guess.
not
That was all
TCU.
guess.
Next
They're
one.
not a Power 5 school. Oh,
Baldwin.
fuck.
You got this.
Uh-oh.
TCU.
I know.
TCU's the only purple team.
Remember,
I
these
know.
are also Power 5, so you only have to...
Relevant school.
I know who it is.
Relevant school.
Mm-hmm.
Power
I
5.
don't know if they're relevant. Oh, they were.
I have no idea.
Yeah, they're yeah.
Don't you
all
get a third
relevant.
color?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well,
Show
I was
Mitch.
being-
I only got 2.
I don't know.
this ain't going to help him at all.
No,
Nothing?
I'm still on the TCU bus.
He's still guessing TCU. It was
Michael
Washington.
Penis Jr.
Wow.
It was Washington. Okay.
James Madison.
Yeah.
I said relevant school, and Dylan goes,
Washington.
Yeah, that
like
didn't
they
help.
weren't in the
I was
college
trying to
Yeah.
play it off. Okay, you ready? Here, takes this
Yeah.
is what we got here.
We got a Black Sox situation all over again.
Louisville.
No.
Loser, it's
This
Duquesne.
this actually might give it away, but we're gonna
Probably
play.
not. I'm fucking
no,
dumb.
it won't. There's a lot of options. for that.
Duquesne!
They're not Power 5.
The New
This is
England
not Duquesne.
Patriots.
I didn't say Duquesne.
I know, but who'd you say?
I didn't say
He
anybody.
didn't say anything.
Oh, well,
I was answering saying they're not Power 5.
Duquesne's Duke.
Red and blue, huh? All right, you don't need to fucking wave it in the air. All right, now I'm
Wave
gonna
it,
go
just
fucking
don't
cross-eyed. Red and blue, huh?
Mm.
Welcome to the No Guest Club.
there's no guesses on the Corey's game either, so it's a
Do you know who it is?
Did you look?
Yeah, I told him to do
Oh.
this for Tiggs.
yeah.
Oh, so the hardest one.
Yeah, right through all of our defense.
I'm gonna take a
Flyer.
pass.
Okay.
That should give it away.
Red, blue, and blue. Red,
Yep.
blue, and bluer.
It's the color of the Prime bottles.
Yeah, Prime. Sponsored
Zach-
by Prime.
Zach, do you know what it is?
No.
Motherfucker! I thought you were asking me.
There's not.
Hey, Zach, all three of you. What?
Red, blue, blue.
Should I give him a hint?
No, I didn't get no fucking
Yeah,
hint.
he did. He said they were relevant.
Yeah, and he said no, they weren't.
They're not relevant.
Oh, that's good.
I can
Yeah,
give
I
you
think
a
That's
I-
fair. He didn't get a hint, so you know.
I think I might know who it is. No, cuz you didn't help me out.
Yeah, I did.
one.
He
I
said-
said TCU.
Baldwin. Baldwin. It's not
Nothing?
Iowa.
Is it Liberty?
No, not Liberty.
I'm not done
Liberty.
yet.
They're not.
Hey,
Liberty's
okay.
not Power 5.
There's no time clock here. We ain't got
Yeah,
a
there
roll.
is.
You didn't say there was a
I'm
time
taking a
clock.
nap outside in the rain.
Good. See ya. See ya.
Build Noah's Ark while you're out there?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Who is it? It's fucking Duquesne.
Yeah.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. That's what
Because they
I
have
was
those
gonna say.
Liberty blue or whatever blue jerseys they are.
Yeah.
If that color would have been first, I think that would have been a better.
Well, good thing that's not. Technically, that's not even like a primary color. That's
Yeah,
just
that's
like
a
their
secondary.
jersey.
So here's what I learned from this game. We don't know college football.
Yeah,
territory.
Corey's lucky.
Territory.
Somehow,
How do you say that word?
Wanna know,
somehow
baby.
this is Georgia Tech. Like, how do you think?
Territory.
And then this.
That was the
Well,
first
it's either
color I
that
thought
or
of.
Purdue. I mean, who
Those the
else
same
has?
color.
And I mean, this one, I never.
I would have gotten that if I didn't get it on the first one.
Yeah, okay, big shot.
Yeah.
Can we
thanks.
just put Corey 1-0 on the top for once?
Yeah, put it on a
No,
ticker.
because you're not. Sole,
I wanna know
sole
on games
possession
that
of
aren't
first
mine.
Place.
Nope, you guys are tied. Wrestling match.
But I
In
got
the
my
The
I
wrestling
got,
match.
I got the answer right first.
Yeah, because you went first.
Hey, I'm proud of you.
Me too. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that.
That
Did it?
That's today's game.
All right, thanks, Still.
All right,
I give it a
absolute.
solid 4.2 out of
That's
10.
fine. I came up with this at 11 o'clock last night, so I didn't have much time to prepare.
Noise.
Some of us work. Actually, we all work now.
Brother, it
Sorry.
happens.
Woo!
Yeah, shout out you for being employed.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah.
So short, sweet.
Thank you, brother.
Short,
I'm
sweet.
looking forward to your game next week.
Me too.
You have it ready?
Nope.
Good.
No idea.
You probably come up
I
with
usually
it
do it the day before.
day of. All right, Dill. How'd you feel about your debut?
I would have actually felt better if they didn't guess it on the first colors. To be
I'm sorry.
honest. Like
Yeah.
I was proud that you guys struggled, but
I still would have
maybe-
went Baltimore.
so now next time, it's gonna be like WNBA colors.
Oh,
Right.
the Jams would be good.
Oh, I'll smoke that.
Well, we already know what Corey's game is next week.
What?
It's been requested the last like 3 podcasts.
Family Feud.
It has to be Family Feud.
Oh,
Yeah, true.
yeah. If it's not,
We're
if-
doing Z squared over
Versus-
ZD squared over here versus speed bumps.
I'm gonna have to buy like a
What
button.
was your nickname again? I forget it already.
Starburst.
Starburst.
Cody
Yeah.
Rhodes' tag
S-
partner.
S squared and ZD squared. Starburst and Speed Bump. That's actually SB squared over there.
That'd be a hard tag team.
SB squared,
Starburst and
squared,
Speed
squared,
Bump.
E squared.
It's
Let's
actually
go.
TD touchdowns.
What?
Tigs and
TD Ameritrade.
Yeah, you lost me.
I
Sponsor
on
of
that
today's-
Or
note,
T.
Sponsor of today's
Or
podcast.
see, guys,
I gotta-
or
I gotta go.
TDs. You know what I'm saying?
See you, Doe.
Or TD.
fuck you,
TDs.
Dom.
I gotta stretch my legs. I need a bathroom
Oh.
break.
They're gonna say
You guys
shit.
can continue.
Father stretch
Oh,
my
no,
hands.
we'll wait.
You guys, I don't want to crop myself in here.
Why don't
No,
you take
we'll
the
wait.
mic with you in the pisser? He'll be in there.
All right, before we move on to our next segment here, I just wanted to cover one more thing.
One
The
more thing.
Masters.
One more thing, brother.
The Masters.
Great.
They happen.
Let's talk
They
about
did-
Central.
Did it
Valley.
happen?
They did happen. Scotty Scheffler won
Scouty.
Again.
2-time.
Not
Two
back
time?
to back, just a 2-time.
2-time. Not back-to-back, 2-time. And Shipley, Central Catholic alum, Pittsburgh local. He
What a day.
Yeah, he played with Tiger. He beat Tiger in an 18-hole, technically not unofficial match, right? They just played together.
Yeah, technically.
He says it was just like a dream come true.
Mhm.
He was the last amateur, so he got a jacket himself and a little like cup trophy thing for being the last amateur. And did you guys see when he came back to Ohio State? They showered him with like champagne in the parking lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
That was cool.
Could you imagine like sitting there when they announced the pairings on a Saturday night, and you're like, Tiger Woods, like that dude definitely didn't sleep. Like,
Oh fuck no!
absolutely not. There's no way. And then they interviewed him after, like outside of the broadcast, and he said that like after hole 1, like he wasn't stressed. He was like chill. Like Tiger made it very like normal to play together. So
What's this?
I don't know. What he's
Someone was charged with transporting stolen items from the Masters. That's good.
Probably Yager's bobblehead.
Yeah, it's probably the same guy.
Yeah, damn it. Speaking of Yager's bobblehead,
Yeah,
So
I guess we could talk about that. Oh shit, Neil Shipley was on Pat McAfee show. I didn't know that
Yeah.
either.
2 local guys.
Love that.
a bunch of yinzers running around.
Yeah.
That's gonna be us one day.
See that fucking head of lettuce on him? Jesus.
Yeah.
There's a fire whistle.
Corey had that head of lettuce at one point too.
It's
you know?
coming back
Right.
slowly but surely.
But yeah, speaking of Yavers bobbleheads, the James, what do you got for us? Anything?
No?
Hockey
Okay,
season's almost
sweet.
over.
It is almost over.
Sad.
It's over in.
The
I thought it was just
stage
about the
ruled
top.
that,
No, high
they're
stick.
saying it was an high stick. Yeah, so some headlines around the league. Sabres fired their coach. What else is new? I feel like every year it's a new Buffalo
See ya.
Sabres head coach. That team is like, they got a lot of young guys that could be really, really good, especially on the defense. I mean,
Mhm.
they picked up Bo. I'm a big Bo fan.
I think you said that the last 4 podcasts.
I'm a big,
Big bow guy.
big Bo. I mean, I like Darlene better, but I don't know. They can't seem to find the right head coach for that team. Like,
How's that not a high stick?
they're saying that since it was coming down, they think there's no definitive evidence,
Fuck out of here.
which is kind of stupid.
Like that wasn't a block yesterday.
Right. So the Caps clinched the last Eastern Conference playoff spot
Boo.
thanks to an empty net by the dumbest team on the planet.
On a tied game.
Right, the Mike Clark Philadelphia Flyers.
Well, they had to pull their goalie.
Yeah.
They had to get. Well, they didn't know that Detroit had won, so they had to win in regulation. Detroit lose,
Right.
to have even a shot at making the playoffs. So they had to pull their goalie with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, it was just like
They didn't have to, but you have a better chance if you
Yeah.
do, because they
Yeah.
had to win in regulation.
It's true.
I still think 3 minutes is kind of early.
Yeah,
Minute and a half, maybe.
1975.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, they already got their golf bags out before the Penguins, technically.
Demko returned from injury last night. He allowed 1 goal on 40 shots.
Not bad.
It's all right.
I think for a long
could do
time
that.
he was.
You've done that at Vernon. Yeah.
Right. I think for a long time he was like nobody knew if he was actually going to turn out. And I think this was the year that he was finally like, "I'm here, motherfuckers."
Blossomed.
Yeah, I mean he. Not to like stroke him off because Avi Kopech does that enough, but I mean he's played a really really good season. I think that in the playoffs, I think that if he plays like how he did during the season, I think they're going to go pretty far.
Possible Vesna.
I think Hellebuck right now is the favorite to win that because he also had a really strong year. But I think
He was
that,
in a slump for a little bit there.
right. I don't ever remember hearing Vancouver like ever dipped. Like they started the season real hot, they stayed real hot, and I never heard of them like kind of dipping. I don't really follow them a whole lot. I get my information from a George Mason kid, but yeah, I like Demko. I've always liked him. I like Hellebuck too. But it's nice to see that he returned and he didn't really miss too much of a step. And then the Winter Classic was announced today. It's the Blackhawks, Connor Bedard,
Shocker.
and the Blues at Wrigley Field.
I feel like you knew that it was going to be the Blackhawks, not just because they've been in the Winter Classic before, but it's just Bedard.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NHL does a really piss poor job at marketing their stars.
100%.
I think probably the worst out of all the leagues. So I think when they have an opportunity to put them on a grand stage, they try to. And I feel like that's why the Penguins are in a lot of them. The Blues.
Chicago St. Louis rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
That's the only.
Definitely should have had at the Black Sox Stadium.
I feel like right. I feel like they could have picked better teams for Chicago. Like put McDavid in there, or put young stars against young stars. I think that would have been a little bit. Not that the Blues are boring to watch, but I mean,
Bennington's a bitch.
he like.
They don't really have a star either, like you said.
No, like people thought Kyrou was going to be the star, and he is not that he's average, but he's like slightly above it. I just think that there's more marketable teams to put in that position than the Blues,
That's what I'm saying.
and that's my take. I think playing at Wrigley would be really cool.
Should have been the Pens for the Chicago Cubs Pirates rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
We've already played the Blackhawks.
Yeah, would have
We
been
played them at Lincoln Field. I was there, or not Lincoln Field. Jesus,
close.
what's
Soldier.
the yeah? That
Soldiers
was
and sailors.
freezing. It was
where I
like
park
10
every day.
degrees. They played them when Patty Kane was still on the team. So, I mean, again, I think Wrigley's cool. I think it'll be a cool experience. Bedard on a grand stage, see how he does. It'll be absolutely freezing there, though. So,
Yeah, it ain't gonna be warm.
right. So
It'll be
you,
65.
yeah, have fucking fun.
We going?
Knowing the NHL.
We could.
No. Not me in Chicago. Mm-mm.
Are we gonna? We'll
Corey-
go to the game. We're gonna drop him off at O Block.
Right.
That'll be.
He can walk back.
Yeah. Good luck making it out of there.
Yeah, good luck, Charlie.
Moving on to the Penguins, we are going to miss the playoffs again by a point. I think
Honestly,
that
for the best.
Did it to ourselves.
I think there's a lot of games you could look back at. The Flames game was one of them. The Ducks game was another one.
we
Like,
scored on ourselves
I mean, you
against
Colorado.
Arizona.
Colorado, we were up
Yeah.
4-0.
Starting a
there's-
new streak.
right. All those games in overtime we lost. I mean, there's a lot of times during when you look back in the season where you're like, it could be there, it could be there, it could be there.
Every
Bottom-
team could do that,
yeah.
though.
Right. So I mean, I'm not putting too much stock into that. Since the last pod, Carlson celebrated his 1,000th game. In like the clip, they had him in the Senators jersey, which I thought was funny because we absolutely shit on him. when he
We
won it.
destroyed their franchise.
Right.
We
We
still
sent-
own them.
Right. We sent Craig Anderson right out of the city along with Carlson. Shout out to Chris Kunitz and Ryan Whitney. But yeah, I mean, I think anytime you have a defenseman like that reaches 1,000 games and like listening to the guys and what they said, like they had Alfredson in that video. Like nobody's heard of him since he retired.
Did Danny Heatley make any?
I don't think
I
Heatley
don't
was in
think-
it. Mark Mathot was in it though.
There was a bunch of teammates from the Sharks.
yeah, Sharks were in it.
Does Alfredson still have a wicked stash?
Yeah,
Spezza was obviously in it.
yeah, Spezza. He's probably still friends with all those guys, so it probably made it a little bit easier to get. He's probably like, send me back your shit. But I think during the stretch that we had, Sid absolutely put the team on his back. Sid said, "Watch this shit," and carried us to about as far as he could.
While we're on the subject of hockey, I just got a notification here that says Nikita Kucherov sets up Braden Point's goal to become the 5th player in NHL history with 100 assists in a season.
McDavid just hit that
I know.
a
McDavid
few weeks
did
ago.
last night.
Was it last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the night,
And now
it was last
Kucherov.
night.
I mean,
Good for him.
I think 100 assists is pretty damn hard.
Mm-hmm.
So good for them. I mean,
Yeah, well, they're over salary cap probably, so fuck them.
yeah, both teams.
Yeah.
Mark Stone's coming back. How you doing?
Yeah, shocker.
Yeah.
Ding!
I love all the memes. It's the Vince McMahon sitting in the
Mhm.
wheelchair
Yeah.
with the blanket over top.
It's, it's Kevin Nash, and he takes
It's
it
Nash.
off.
Yeah.
Is it? That's what
Yeah.
I meant.
He
Same
stands
time.
up.
Ty
Same
sends me
thing.
that gif all the time. So yeah, to the shock of absolutely fucking nobody. Hannafin did sign his extension. I was kind of surprised that they signed him to an extension. I thought he was kind of just a
856, 7,
It was
58, 6, something like that.
857.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I feel like that's not a bad deal for a defenseman. Like, I feel like that's not that bad. I don't think they'll keep him the entire tenure of that contract. I think they're going to end up trading him eventually. But he's a pretty. He played with Demko at BC, so
Shout out Trev.
yeah, he's a big Travis Jake fan, is what I heard. And the only question I did have for us before I touch on playoffs briefly is about our future as Penguins. What's one move that you guys would like to see the Pens make in the offseason? I can tell you mine.
Can I go
First.
first?
Sure.
I was about to scream mine.
I hope they send Ryan Graves into the sun. That's mine.
My question was going to be: are we talking about additions, subtractions, or either?
Either.
Okay. Before you missed a very big point here. Marc-Andre Fleury signed a 1-year extension.
He did. That was today.
1 year, think $2.5 million.
He said that he doesn't want to move from Minnesota. Like, he wanted whatever team he was finishing his career on, that's where he wanted to finish.
Yeah.
So,
Then he'll
So
sign
signs
a 1
a
day.
1
He'll
day.
sign a 1 day.
yeah.
I'm gonna go outside the box here. I have the free agents up right now. Shout out my iPad. In addition, that I would really enjoy the Penguins because this line would be fucking nasty. Would be of Malkin, Bunting, Jason Zucker.
Bring Zucker back.
Bring him back. That second line would be insane. Even if you don't have him on a second line, could you imagine just him and Bunting just skating around the rink if they're on different lines, and then if somehow, I mean, obviously it's not going to happen, but could you imagine Bunting, Tanev, and Zucker on
All
your
on the same
second, third, and fourth line, or first, second, and third line? Those teams would get no breaks.
Yeah.
Zucker's
They're just
my answer.
Yeah, I think I said earlier Graves. I don't know. I would like to see them get rid of or trade Raquel in his contract. I just don't think he's not what the team. I think he was what the team thought they needed, and what they got. It's two totally different things. And I think that where we're going, I personally like Riley Smith better than I like Raquel. I think.
That's bold.
Well, I mean, Smith's been in the playoffs. He's won Stanley Cups. Raquel hasn't. I think
That's a valid point. Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's a better player. I just think he brings more to what the Penguins are trying to do is win cups, and what he brings is more valuable, especially when you're starting to bring in Puustinen, you're starting to bring in the younger guys. You need guys like that. I'm not saying Raquel can't be that guy. He's just not that guy. I could see Raquel going to a team like the Predators. Vancouver would be another one, somebody that needs a little bit of
You're right. Vancouver for JT Miller, or Raquel for JT Miller, straight up.
get
Right.
Besser out of that deal instead.
Or get Besser. Yeah.
I thought the Penguins were going to get him a few years ago. I was about to be hyped.
We say that every trade deadline would Best. It's the year.
Right.
And we all know it's never going to happen.
Right. But
It's the year.
yeah, I just think it's similar to when we traded Gensel, where we were kind of all that blows, and then I remember I was reading Twitter and everybody's like, Bunting's gonna suck. Bunting's exactly what the team needed.
That's what I said last podcast. He
Right.
changed the identity of this team.
Yeah, I think.
Too little, too late, though. However,
Well, you have to understand. We also have him for 2 more years, at least
Yeah,
next year.
He signed a 3x13 in Carolina.
Yeah. So I mean, you get that for another few years. You have Carlson for another few years. We have as Penguin fans, we have a few years to kind of figure this out, and hopefully we get it done. But I'll let you guys say your picks as well.
I'm tired of the goalie drama every fucking year. I want us to get either a veteran goalie or just somebody who will be in the net more than half a season.
Thank you for bringing this up, because I was actually going to talk about this. I have the list of goalie free agents, and
On
they
his
are
iPad.
fucking garbage.
I was gonna say
There's
They are
literally no
it's
one.
not
horrific.
good.
I saw
That sucks.
I mean,
Read
you're
some of them.
Matt Murray,
Nice.
Carter Hart,
Yes.
see ya. Samsonov,
Right.
he'll resign. Fleury's re-signed. Swayman's not leaving. And then after that, the Smith, Brossois from Winnipeg, Martin Jones, Antti Ranta, James Reimer.
There you go. Those are some good veteran goals
Yeah.
for.
They're all about 38 years old.
Okay,
Akira Schmid. Yeah, he's
I
fucking
also didn't know who
Schmid.
the free agents were, but I mean, just one thing I'm sick of with the Penguins every year is the goalie. It's always an issue.
You need a 1A and 1B to win, and they proved it last year. If you don't have a solid backup, you don't win. And I mean, there's a lot of talks about Jari and his lack thereof performance in the second half of the season.
He didn't get
You
help.
unfortunately you ride it. I mean, people only look at his win-loss total, and wins absolutely mean nothing. Like, to be a good goalie, wins don't mean anything to you. He had, I forget what his stats were this year, but there was I think there was 12 of his losses came when the Penguins had scored less than 2 goals.
Can't win games. You
And one of them that I was at this game was against the Rangers in November when we lost 1-0. You can't, if your goalie gives up 1 goal, you have to at least get a point out of those games. So I mean, I hear the Jari hate, but he our goalie.
I'm also I'm not saying I hate him either. Like it's just every year it's always Jari's our starter, and then he gets really cold, and then we have to put the backup in. He gets a somewhat hot hand. Then you go back and forth between the two. There's no consistency of, like Shesterkin and Quick, for example, this year. Shesterkin was the starter, sucked ass. Quick went in for a little bit. Shesterkin finally found out his shit, started a lot of games.
That's what I'm saying. If you're not a 1A 1B, you're just, I mean, unless you're fucking Hellebuck or Demko, but I mean Demko was still
Ottinger.
hurt this year. There's a very select few teams that have a goalie that is their number one. I mean, Boston with Allmark, Swayman, Vegas with fucking Thompson, and Hill. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the teams that succeed in the playoffs.
And Jari's been on this team long enough. I feel like he should at least have something down by now. But also, with them bringing in all these different guys, and like I said, with the inconsistency, it's not helping his.
I also feel like the team was just playing whoever they were winning with, and even though Jari was not playing bad, he just got caught in a bad
Delkovich
situation.
was hot, and I mean, that's cool. The Delkovich was hot, and you have to ride that hot hand. And I don't want to hear the bullshit that he looked like he needed rest. Like, you have off days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, unless you're playing in a true back-to-back and you're coming down a stretch like the Penguins just came in, you ride that hot hand no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
Right.
And I think Jari understood that, and I think that Delkovich, if the roles were switched, he would have understood it too. That it was in Delkovich's crease for the last 10, however many games we went on that long run. We had points in 10 consecutive games up until that Bruins game. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Dill?
You kind of touched on it. What?
Did that smell good?
No, my nose felt amazing. It's a little stuffy down here.
Yeah, sorry.
Zach touched on it. I didn't really have a player in mind, but I think we need to get Malkin another winger. Bunting and Malkin, they've shown they play well together, but we need someone that, instead of rotating, I don't even know how many line mates he's had this year, but it's felt like it's been every other game where either Riley Smith or sure Pustinen's played with them, and we need to get
Line consistency as well.
Mhm.
yeah, Raquel.
I also touched on this in a previous pod. I think you're going to see, I would like to see, next year's not Malkin's last year. I mean, let's just be honest. I think after next season, I personally would like to see Malkin transition to a winger role. I've said this previously.
Yeah.
Go sign.
for his last year, he'll be a winger, or maybe.
I would like him to transition to right wing.
Yeah, put him with Sid.
Put him with Sid for the last year.
No, not even with Sid. Just sign a good 2 center
Young 2 center, right?
and just play Malkin on the wing. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, because he's not very good at faceoffs. I'm sure his percentage is probably roughly 40, if I were to guess.
Yeah, those are some VCN numbers for our team.
Mike Clark. All right, Tiggs.
Yeah, I guess not on a similar note, but kind of on a similar note. I just want to see the team bring in a good, sturdy 2-way forward who can play that third line center, because I think we need it.
I think if you keep Lars Eller, you could probably slide him forward a little bit.
Can I read you guys the Penguins free agents at the end of the season? This is restricted, unrestricted.
Jeff Carter, see you later.
Jeff Carter, they started him on Sid's line tonight. Last game, he's retiring, 100%. They
Oh yeah, there's no way he comes back.
he played on Sid's first line for the opening faceoff. He's done. Nedeljkovic, I would really enjoy him to come back.
Mm-hmm.
St. Ibany is a restricted free agent. St. Pollian's a restricted free agent. Bemstrom, see you later. Harkins, see you later. Joseph's a restricted free agent, see him back. Puustinen, come back. Ryan Shea, come back. Zahorna, see you later. Hinostroza, see you later. And that's it. That's all.
So a lot of the guys are coming back.
I also don't hear a lot of money coming out though. So
That's what I
Jeff
think.
Carter.
Well, you figure Carter's off the books. Gensel's off the books.
Didn't they say something was 20-25 mil next year with everything clearing up?
That's why I'm thinking they got to get.
And the cap's going to go up too.
Yeah,
True.
I think that they have to be moving either a combination or at least Graves making 4.5,
or Raquel,
Raquel's making 5, Smith's making 5. One of those are moving.
if not more.
Right. They got to
Hopefully
get rid of
Graves
somebody.
and Raquel, even though I love Raquel, but I'm surprised he actually finished with 15 goals. As of right now, he has 15.
He was
goals.
hurt for a
Yeah,
long
he
time.
was hurt for a minute.
He was
too.
also hurt and didn't score for the first 30 games.
Right. But I'm going to touch on playoffs, and then I will turn the floor over till midnight.
Yeah.
So the first series is Florida versus Lightning. I like Florida. They're a younger team. Matt Tkachuk somehow he is going to fuck the Lightning's day up. He did it last year. He's done it all year. I think that Florida's just a younger and quicker team. That series is going to have absolutely no fucking defense. So I would expect those games to be 6-5.
Will they have sellouts in the arena?
Florida?
Yeah.
No.
I think they will just after their performance last year.
Yeah, they did do really well.
It just amazes me.
Bought that back, Tkachuk.
Well,
young guns
they're
at the
also
right
in
time.
a. Not that they're not in a. How do I say this?
It's not an easily accessible arena, from what I understand.
Well, we parked over their fucking mall parking lot to start for starters, but
For the Panthers?
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
there's just
no-
it's not really it's not a hockey town. I would
It's in
say
Sunrise, Florida.
yes, it's all elderly
Or Miami
people.
if you're Mike. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off. But go ahead.
But they're just not. It's the same thing with the Rays. It's just majority of people that live in Florida probably don't have any interest in hockey.
The next series is Boston versus Toronto for.
This is juicy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the main question in this one is this the year that Toronto finally does something?
No.
I don't know.
Probably not.
The answer's
Um,
just always no.
Will they get out of the first round? Maybe.
I think
I don't know. Boston might be their toughest opponent besides either Florida.
I mean, Boston's a bitch to play against.
Yeah.
They're always a bitch to play against.
This is
and
probably the series to watch right here.
100%.
Yeah. Rangers versus Caps. Caps are hot. I think the Rangers are a little bit hotter.
Yeah, Caps are.
Caps
Yeah.
are also old,
Yes.
and I think their
Shesterkin
energy and their
looks-
luck runs out.
I was watching I think Shesterkin. I can't remember who they were playing the other night. That motherfucker made one of the sickest glove saves I think I've seen all season.
Was it sicker than the one that I had at Vernon?
No.
I don't think
Never.
so.
Definitely wasn't sicker than one you had on Trav. So I think the Rangers are coming out of that one.
I'll give the
Kane-
Caps one game there.
Right, maybe.
Maybe one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Canes versus Islanders. I hope the Canes pound the Islanders into the grounds. So if they can play solid defense, I think they're a little bit better. I just can't see the Islanders beating that.
They
Canes
always seem to
offense.
bring it during the playoffs too. The Canes.
Yeah, I mean their offense is.
Storm Surge.
I hate that, but in the West we have Dallas and Vegas. That's a top toss-up for me. That's also a potential first-round series to watch. I really like Dallas's team. I think Wyatt Johnson's really good. I think Robertson's also really good. Heiskanen, big Ottinger guy. So I'm interested to see how that works. Vegas with their IR spots that are now over the cap. The Jets versus Avs. That's another toss-up for me. The Avs are 39-1 at the Ball Arena, and a more pedestrian 19-16-6 everywhere else. So home games are pretty much
Always 6.
are gonna be
A lock.
The home games are pretty much a gimme for the Avs. I think the Jets are gonna have a really hard time in the Ball Arena, but I mean,
that one might go 7.
if I had to pick any out of them, I'm picking that one to go
Same.
7.
Yep.
The Canucks versus the Prez, I'm picking Canucks all day, every day.
Casey DeSmith going to lead them to the promised land.
Right. Brandon Sutter.
Yeah, right.
So the last series I have is the Oilers versus the Kings. I feel like they play each other every fucking year, and every fucking year the Kings beat the shit out.
They somehow find a way.
Always so much hype behind the Oilers, like it's their year,
Yeah.
and it's really not. So.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it for them this year
Yeah.
like I was previous years for the Oilers, but Kings they were a hot team this year for no reason.
sneaky hot. Like,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
we don't get much notice of like the West, but like I looked at the standings the other day, and I'm like, the Kings are like
Kings are real good.
Kings
Probably
are
because
really
of Quentin
good.
Byfield.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, Byfield's really good. They've had really good.
That was a joke.
He didn't get it.
He drafted Quentin
Yes.
Byfield. Okay.
Like 6 years ago.
He knew it. He knew the potential early.
Yeah.
Just
They've
drop
had Cam Talbot's out there. He's I can't remember who their backup goalie. It might be Phoenix Copley.
No, their backup is
Jonathan Quick.
No.
it's bothering the fuck out of me. It's another like solid. I'll look it up. Go ahead, continue talking.
Wayne
Um,
Gretzky.
Yeah, he came out.
The
of retirement.
their goalies have been really good all year. The Kings are always one of the teams that I like to watch. I think they play a very different style than what we're used to on the East.
They just don't go away.
Yeah, I mean they'll run. They got their whole team will fucking run to you, put pucks in the
Oh,
net.
David Rittich,
Oh,
who's
yeah.
fucking 13-6 this year.
That's good. No, wish he would have played that like that in Calgary, but
But yeah, I mean, I'm interested. Like again, if you could shut McDavid down and Draisaitl down, does that and Hyman like if you literally shut down that top line and then the second
there's
one-
no one else behind it.
Yeah, they have 3 dudes.
Yeah, it's
I mean, so I think the Kings are coming out of that. That's another one that could go 7, but we'll see at the next pod where we sit with everything. So I'm done.
I just before we move on, I just want to
All
cover
politics.
the free agency this year for NHL that is kind of I don't want to say underwhelming, but like Stamkos is a free agent. Obviously, he's going back. Voracek, he still played in the league. He's on Arizona. He can kick rocks. Brent Seabrook, yeah, see ya.
Hold on, wait. Brent Seabrooks.
Yeah, he's still
plays.
no, he's still on the
No,
Bucks.
his
Is this
contract.
like free agency from 2016?
Yeah, they're
or-
actually all coming off the Coyotes books. So
Sam Reinhart's obviously returning to Florida. He's not leaving there unless it's like a money situation. Gensel's looking at homes in Carolina. I think he's kind of making a home there. Tyler Bertuzzi, Teravainen.
I'll still take Bertuzzi.
Marchessault, Tarasenko, Perron. Like it doesn't really seem like there's that
Oh,
many.
Penguins legend. Bring him
Bertuzzi's
home.
Tyler Toffoli.
I wouldn't mind getting him, but he's probably
Brandon
gonna get.
Montour.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna get a loaded contract.
Your boy Lucas Raymond.
He's going back to
Yeah.
Right
Detroit.
square in the head.
Like there's just not that many like players that are free agents that I'm like, wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
also like older names, like those are.
oh,
either
my boy
guys-
Daniel Sprong, fucking bring him home. Woo. Love
Yeah,
him.
he might put up 6 goals in 48 games.
Better than Harkins.
That's my hot take. Is Harkins gonna score tonight? So yeah, NHL playoffs is officially by the time this podcast gets posted underway. So, my opinion, best playoffs sport in all the major
Absolutely.
sports.
I'd say the hardest too.
100%.
NBA ain't shit.
My favorite is after playoffs are over, seeing all the
Injuries.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
My favorite was Brady Tkachuk's Matthew.
Matt.
Yeah, Matthew.
broken sternum.
Everything.
Broken sternum, and
He
he
had
played
a
full
broke-
game.
Yeah, he's scoring hat tricks with a broken sternum.
Yeah, that was.
There was a
That was
few years
wild.
ago. It was somebody on the Bruins. It might have been Chara or Bergeron. It was one of those big guys. They had like a fucked up foot, a fucked up hand, a broken collarbone. I was just
What?
like, but
Yeah, pretty neat.
They're dogs.
So moving on to our hot takes here. Oh wait,
I mean,
Corey.
I'm down, honestly.
we got a special speaking opportunity tonight.
don't fuck us up.
You are one of our elite employees.
All right, Corey, the stage. Get it? Stage
Yeah.
is all yours.
Eh?
If
I
if
turn the
we're
lights
gonna
off.
start
I gotta.
off
They gotta
with
do
the-
an entrance. Do we want to do an? No, okay. That's all right.
I haven't talked about wrestling in a very long time. But
A
when
year.
I did, I always asked Dylan to do one thing for me. So,
Here we go.
Dylan, could you please do that for
I got
me?
chills right
Don't
now. just
ring the
thinking about
bell.
this.
Dill's getting
Say it.
power bombed.
Say it.
Can you ring the bell for me? Well,
Ring a ding 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 a dong.
for the first time in a long time, we are going to talk about some wrestling. WrestleMania 40 did
All right,
just
guys,
pass
thanks
us
for coming,
by.
by the way.
It was a great time, and a lot of titles changed. Thank you. On to the hot takes. Yeah, here we go. All right. All right.
All right, all right, all right.
All right, you got this.
Yeah, so Return of Wrestling Talk, WrestleMania 40 was, what, last week? 2 weeks ago now? I don't
a
even
week
know.
and a half? About a week ago?
About a week ago. Hey.
WrestleMania XL.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It was big.
XL. Pretty big.
Shout out Jerome Bettis.
A lot of records were broken.
Thank you, brother.
Between the 2 days, there were 145,298 fans. That's a 78% increase from WrestleMania 39.
Which was where?
That was
Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood. That was,
No,
it was WrestleMania. It was
Wasn't it in
Hollywood.
Tampa one year?
the year before.
Okay, so I'm not totally
No.
dumb. I'm
No.
just slightly dumb. Thank you. Okay.
But yeah, that was a big record broken. Like I said, 78% increase from 39, and over 660 million views generated across all WWE social media channels, with YouTube's having its biggest day ever with 67 million views in 24 hours just on Sunday alone.
I think is that good?
That's a lot of
Is that-
fucking
is that
people,
good?
Dill.
Okay.
I mean, that's about the same we get. So
Yeah. So
Average
nothing new
engagement.
with us
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Also merchandise with Fanatics.
Boo!
Pretty gross.
Did
Where's
you
that?
buy anything?
No.
I'm proud of you.
Thank
I'm
you.
so proud of you.
I haven't bought anything from
Thank
them
you,
in a long
brother.
time. But yeah, that was up 20% from last year. So those are some records broken
I'm
there.
surprised it was up 20% without you buying anything.
I usually am that 20%, but
Especially with being Fanatics too. That shit sucks. But you know what? Hey.
but yeah, going into night one here, we let off with an absolute banger: Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship. I forgot to say I'm going to go through some of the matches, but then I have a grade for all the matches, and then I'll just ask you guys for a grade on the match. What
Everything
you
was
guys thought?
A. Next.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, Becky went into this match with strep throat and over 100-degree fever.
I can do
She
that.
did complete the match, obviously. Rhea suffered a 2-hour-long panic attack before the match started. She received. He's falling asleep over here. He received help
No, I
from.
meant this. Like
He
That's a
received
long
help
panic
from Jason Jordan.
Hey.
who?
Sorry.
Who?
Who's
What?
Rhea
Rhea
Ripley.
Ripley. She received
I'm
help
on
from
who's
Jason
Jason?
Jordan.
He used
Kurt
to-
Angle's son.
yeah, Kurt Angle's son. He was the he used to be in that
The Alpha Academy.
yeah,
He was with Gable.
American Alpha or
Yeah.
some shit like that. He was with Gable when Gable had really long hair. He
Yeah.
was the
A long time ago. You probably don't know who he is.
yeah. He used to be a really good wrestler. Snapped his neck in half.
Also, not Kurt Angle's son.
Right.
But
Dylan
yeah.
really thought it was his son.
I really did. You took me enough for a good
I'm
bit.
sorry.
Just Google him. You'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I wonder why he's not his son.
Rhea Ripley had the live entrance there to the ring. What'd you guys make out of that? That fucking scared the shit out of
the
me.
dude singing from looked exactly like her.
Yeah. I mean,
I love
the camera
live-
went right onto his face. I
Yeah.
was like, whoa.
I love live performances.
Yeah, I think it adds to it. Like I remember growing up, we used to. There was I can't remember which WrestleMania is, but Rey Mysterio had Pod perform his.
Yeah.
And he fucking came out to like the. I was like, damn. I was like, yeah. Now he doesn't come out of the ground anymore because he's gonna snap his knees in half. But
Yeah.
I think it adds. I definitely agree with Bill. I think it
As a
adds.
player.
I thought it was pretty sweet. But yeah, in all, throughout the match, Rhea did retain. I gave the grade on the match A-. What about you guys?
Hey.
I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, it's A.
Sure.
It's pretty good.
Till
Okay.
she had to give up her title.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cover me.
Shout
I
out,
don't.
shout out Liv Morgan.
Yeah. So next was the 6-pack tag team ladder match for the Raw and SmackDown Championship. It's about time they separated these. They've been unified for so long, and this tag team titles don't need to be unified. So DIY came out with a sick DX-inspired entrance.
That was so fucking funny.
Shawn Michaels and Triple H. I mean, what's their names? Oh my God.
Ciampa and
Yeah.
Gargano.
Yep, they fucking R-Truth calling him DX and shit. It was so funny. That one ladder that was on its last breath, that
The ref-
Priest and
the-
Miz were going up,
Yeah,
and the referee's like, "No, don't use it, don't use it." And the priest was like, "Fuck you! Like I'm gonna use this shit."
yeah, and then he almost fell off and snapped his leg.
Yeah, I was gonna say then he almost killed himself. But yeah, that there was plenty of tables used. People going through ladders, people going through tables. So you got what you got out of it. Typical ladder match there. Austin Truth, the Miz and R-Truth did get the Raw Tag titles, so congrats to them. Their first, no, it was R-Truth's first ever WrestleMania
Match.
win or match.
No, it was his first ever WrestleMania
Really?
match, but it is the first time they won tag titles as a team.
Okay. Oh yeah. And then Austin Theory and Grayson Waller take the SmackDown tag
Yeah,
titles.
the absolute douchebag bus that
Yeah.
those two are.
I gave the grade on the match B.
I
That
would
was a good
B
match,
plus.
B plus. However, R-Truth gets an A plus plus.
but always.
For
I
his-
agree.
Another hot
He was
tag
great.
there for the ladder match.
I love R-Truth.
Dude,
He's so
What was it?
funny.
The pinfall, and then what else did he do? Sweet Chin Music they had.
Yeah.
yeah. He's really making
Waves.
yeah, just with everything he's doing on a week to week basis here, it's just so funny.
He's like fucking 45 too, isn't he?
No, he's
over
50.
50.
Oh yeah.
He's,
that's
I
what
think he's
said.
52. And he last year before he was having surgery on his leg, they almost had to amputate his leg.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Ron
So.
Killings.
He's killing it.
Moving on here, we had Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Dom and Santos Escobar.
I don't even remember this match.
C minus.
Okay, didn't get there yet, but thanks. Andrade is back and better than ever. He did have a little stint there in AEW, but obviously
He
that
is
wasn't going to
sick.
last since he's married to Charlotte
He's
Flair.
sick.
Came back to WWE. He is just something else. He really developed and is probably one of their
Massive.
top
He said he
superstars.
developed.
He did.
Like he was in puberty.
I mean, even physically, like he looks massive.
Yeah, he's a big dude now. But yeah, Ray's still doing Ray things. I mean, he's not 50 yet, is he?
No, I think
Probably
he's.
close.
Yeah, I think he's just shy.
But that double like crossbody they had out the top rope, that was pretty sweet. I've never seen that before. But yeah, then we had Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson as luchadors come out of the stands and help take out Dom Mysterio. So that was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, his head's probably still implanted in that fucking ring
They
post.
come in
Yeah, I
there.
was gonna say Kelsey absolutely launched him into that thing.
Jason, of course, takes his shirt off. I think they both did.
Yeah, they did.
But,
Lane Johnson said he lost 15 pounds because they were gonna do that.
Kelsey was fucking smashed.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
definitely was. But Ray and Andrade came out with the win on that, so I gave the grade a B minus there.
Oh, I didn't forget about the Jason Kelsey C plus.
I'm
Okay.
gonna say a B flat.
I think B minus is fair. I would like to see Ray stop fucking around with Dom. Like,
Yeah, it's
keep
getting
them
old.
separated. It's the same. Like this is 2 years in a row. We get it. You
Right.
fucking hate your kid. He fucking hates you.
Keep
Move
it
on.
moving.
Right.
Yep.
Last time I checked, there was pictures of you at his wedding, so you don't hate him that much.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I would like to see them move on.
Do boys?
C
Okay.
plus.
I see what you did there, C, with Andrade Ray. All right, so we had next match there. Jimmy No Yeet Uso versus main event Jay Yeet Uso.
Yeet.
This was nothing but a super kick fucking party.
I hated this.
It was probably the worst match, I'm not going to lie, of the whole WrestleMania.
I
Yeah.
also don't remember this one.
D.
It was really nothing. They were in there super kicking each other. Then
For like 8 minutes.
Jimmy's all apologetic, blah, blah, blah.
It
Then
was
he's
out
not.
of
And then
turn,
Frog
yeah.
Splash. And then Jay wins anyway.
Frog splash.
I gave that a C grade. I didn't really enjoy
I wouldn't
that.
even put it there. I mean, I would put it lower. It sucked.
Yeah.
Maybe C minus.
They give hell super kicks, though. I'll tell you that. Next match, we had Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi versus Damage Control. This match was another just put Jade over, featuring Bianca Belair with a hair whip. Naomi, obviously, she came back at the Rumble, so this was kind of just a throw your superstars in a match kind of deal, but also put Jade over in a way, as they're still trying to do with these 2-minute matches, if that. So, I gave this a C plus because again, it was to me just a throw your main superstars in there and have a match.
Yeah, D, but Dakota Kai gets an
I did forget to say, but Jade, Bianca, and Naomi came out with the win there. So
That was another one that I was
Give
just
it a
like,
C.
yeah. I thought their entrance was pretty cool.
yeah, I'm coming down from like the Shawn Michaels rafters, huh?
Yeah. But that was about it.
Do boys?
I go also C.
Okay.
So
Then we had Sami Zayn versus Gunther. Probably, well, I can't say it was match of the night because obviously the main event, but Sammy's moment with his wife and kid pretty much let you know that he was going to win that, predetermined there. But to add to the drama,
Not in the MLB.
yeah, Kevin Owens is waiting for Sami Zayn and Gorilla, and Sammy actually didn't know that he was going to be there, so that was cool for Sammy.
That was a cool moment.
Yeah. Sammy also did not know. Well, I read that already.
He did not know that Kevin Owens.
Yeah, he
was there,
actually
in
did
case
know.
you did not know,
So
like him,
What don't we know?
that Kevin Owens is there.
yeah, right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Also, you could not pay me enough money in the world to take a chop from Gunther.
Yep, that sounds accurate.
Well, you especially because
Thank you. Nope.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Anyway,
Wait, how did he get you like a back chop instead of a chest slap?
Might go through his back.
yeah,
It's
it
gonna
would
hurt
come out of
either
my
way.
front and not. Yeah.
It's gonna hurt either way.
But yeah, I mean, I think Sammy's first 3 chops. I mean, it also was 48 or whatever it was degrees there in
cold. It was
Philly.
like
So
45.
So it's freezing and you're taking it like
yeah, that extra didn't feel well. Although I think they had the ring pulls giving out heat, but they also
Yeah.
had the heat from above.
I don't
but
care. It's
I don't
still
know how
cold.
warm it was in the ring, but
Me, when,
Probably
like,
decently
When we
warm.
went to opening day, I had 9 layers on, so I couldn't
Okay,
Okay,
imagine.
Dylan,
but you
you're
had
also
no
a buck
heaters
20.
coming out. and
you're a
it was,
buck 20.
it was also like 39 degrees, not 50.
a little snowy too.
Mm.
But yeah, Sammy had the little Hulk up in the end there.
He had
so-
that wicked fucking brain
God
buster.
bless.
Yeah, that was. I mean, they weren't using brain busters for a long time there to try to prevent injury, obviously. But
That was his finisher when he was El Generico. So
mhm.
I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, Sammy did walk out with the Intercontinental Championship, giving Gunther his first loss. Well,
On a main roster, I think.
I thought he was disqualified against Chad Gable. That's what it was. He was never pinned. But that was Gunther's first time getting pinned. He lost the title. So, first grade of an A for me with that match.
I'd agree.
A minus,
What gives it the minus ticks?
because it was a good match.
Well, technically, A minus is worse than an A.
Yeah, you're more towards a B
True,
plus there.
A.
Okay, cool.
We've been out of school for a while.
We didn't have the percentages on my bad.
Main event.
Tig's rated at only a 90%.
Yeah. Main event of night 1, we saw Seth and Cody versus Rock and Roman to decide the stipulation for the
Seth
main event
Alpha
on
was
Sunday.
fucking
Stupid.
Stupid.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it before Mania even started. We were like, we already know that Rock and Roman are going to win this because of the stipulations for Sunday. But it was Rock's first match since 2016. I don't think he's missed a step. He looked pretty good.
He's fucking
did-
huge.
Oh,
Not a small man.
Let's go.
Jeff Carter.
Skid?
No, it's Jeff Carter.
Jeez.
Well, I guess
Uh,
that's one way to send him off to the
He's
moon.
not retiring.
Right.
now.
Sorry.
Nope.
No, it's all good.
Signing him one by one, baby. Let's go. Bring him back.
Has to get to whatever the number was.
Uh,
850
Well, he
or
can't
whatever.
retire. He wasn't. It's 851. So
Oh,
now he's
now he has to get to
900.
900.
Yeah.
But yeah, that match was pretty much what we expected it to be. It was a safe match with not that many crazy moves happening because obviously you don't want Seth, or I mean anyone in that matter, getting injured.
Really, it was
before.
kind of crazy, I think.
I mean, it was crazy for what it was, but you didn't see a lot of things off the top rope. You didn't see a lot of just abnormal things. Like, it was just your common wrestling match with a few shitty Cody cutters. But, you know, what can you do about that? Still a great match. The holy shit chants from the fans, and this is awesome chants. Like, obviously the crowd was going to be in with that match. So, like we said, Rock and Roman came out with that, which meant it is Bloodline rules for the main event on Sunday. I gave that match a grade of a B.
B minus.
I think that's fair.
C plus.
Yeah,
I would have liked to see The Rock not carry around that fucking stupid belt.
For
Like,
half an hour.
Mama
You-
Rhodes.
No,
the one from
fucking
Ali.
Oh,
Wait,
the
Muhammad Ali's
People's
wife
Champ
gave
belt.
him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was stupid. Like, you didn't
Dude.
win it. What'd you win? Nothing. It's like it's like kids carrying around fucking belts. Like, did you beat your brother for that? No. So you fucking loser.
Didn't he? Are we talking about him?
No,
in
I'm
his
talking about
collection?
Tyler
was-
James carrying around belts he never beat me for.
Wow, there's a lot of.
This is personal.
Wow, I just wasn't expecting name drop here today, but sorry, Ty. I guess you're out of luck.
He never beat me for the John Cena spinner belt.
Looks like you guys are getting a match in the backyard.
Yeah. So yeah, that ended WrestleMania Saturday. We move on to WrestleMania Sunday, night 2. Led off with Stephanie McMahon coming back for the first time.
What? What is so funny?
I guess I got to read this before I. Yeah, Stephanie McMahon came back for the first time since all these sex allegations against her father. She had a little leave there because I guess she just didn't want to be involved or be around anything with that. So
She was. 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 She she was on the board of directors, and then when he took himself off of the board of directors and then came back and he was like, psych knob, he was like reinstalling all the people that had also left or got fired. So she was like, fuck this shit. And
Yeah.
that's why she left.
There you go.
Thank you for the background.
But yeah, now that good old Hunter Hearst Helmsley is back in charge, she made her first appearance, like I said. That's cool to see. First match, Drew McIntyre versus Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship, featuring CM Punk on commentary.
Yeah, you skipped.
Yes, yeah, but what was the grade for
What was
that?
the grade for Stephanie McMahon?
Like, it was an A plus. Nice to see her back.
Give it an F. Because who the fuck cares?
After it was a waste of my time.
Okay.
Oh,
100% A plus. Stephanie McMahon is here.
I give it an A plus, bro. She did a good job. With the Are You
You
Ready?
did a great job, brother.
Drew McIntyre, Seth, both had their custom entrances. Bagpipes for McIntyre, and
The Rowdy Roddy Piper theme.
Ian
Yeah.
Epstein was there.
Seth came out like he was coming out of New Orleans with, I don't even know what the fuck those things were.
Yeah, what
There was
was
just
it?
all these colorful. That was
No, that was the
night
night
one.
before.
He had like a big ass blue flower, whatever the hell. Yeah. But yeah, both were pretty cool entrances there. It's also awesome to see the crowd singing Seth's theme song wherever he goes. So, bell rings, Claymore right off the rip.
See ya.
I thought that was it. I would have shit
They have done that in WrestleMania for so long now. It's where like there's always that one match that always there's a finisher to start, and then the crowd's like, "Holy shit, that's the end!" And it's always a
Or in
2
the
count.
case of Lesnar and Goldberg, 15 in a row.
Right. But then that match actually finishes. But yeah, and then a curb stomp followed shortly after for another 2 count. So automatically the crowd is just into it. Drew, they left the ring and Drew tweets out during the match.
That was great.
That
What did
was
he
so
say? Like,
funny.
on
He said, bored at work, LOL.
yeah, exactly. And that tweet just went off. Like you were keeping up with it, Tiggs. It was like, oh my
I
gosh.
got it as soon as he tweeted it because I.
You have his notifications on.
Because as soon as he went and grabbed the phone, I hurried up and pulled up his Twitter because I was like, he has to be tweeting right now.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Seth was selling a leg injury. Kind of told you he was either going to lose either way to Drew or I'm going to talk about it here in a little bit. He did actually lose after a plethora of claymores. So Drew was the World Heavyweight Championship there for a hot 5 minutes. Don't blink, because after the match he was, talking shit on CM Punk and whatever, and
CM's gang.
CM Punk decides to get a little beat down on him, and then cue Damian Priest music. Here comes Senior Money in the Bank. He cashes in, hits him with the briefcase, hits him
Bisexual Undertaker.
hits him with the South of Heaven chokeslam, and new world champion out there.
He got his ass real high up there on that
It
thing.
was a good jump by Drew.
Yeah.
But yeah, good solid 5-minute reign there, and Damian
Did you
Priest.
see his follow-up tweet? He quoted himself that said bored at work, and he just wrote fuck
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah, Damian Priest is your new world heavyweight champion, and I gave the grade for all of that a big ol' A.
I agree.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
good fight. I agree.
All around A's.
A's.
Okay. Then we had Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins versus Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross and AOP in a Philly street fight. That featured Snoop as a special guest commentator, which was pretty much the best part of the match. It got us through it. Also, special referees Bubba Ray Dudley.
That was great.
Go ECW, go Philadelphia.
Is he from Philly?
No, the ECW was a big Philly thing. So,
Oh, I suddenly hate it now.
I don't know if you guys caught this, but the fans were chanting "Turn the lights off." This was the first instance they were starting to chant "Turn the lights off" because all of their main lights were on the ring,
Mhm.
and they couldn't see anything from,
I saw
from up
people.
above.
I saw one tweet in particular. There was a guy sitting off on like caddy corner
Mhm.
directly to the ring, and there was a light shining like right towards him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were literally blinded; they couldn't see. So there was fans chanting "Turn the lights off" during that match.
Your homework.
That match was pretty much a kendo stick fuck fest.
That was
Montez Ford, I don't know. I
Annihilated
forget.
one of them.
It may have been Karrion Kross, but that poor man took 20 kendo sticks to the back in a matter of 5 seconds. But yeah, We had Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, and Bobby Lashley come out with a win on that. I gave it a B- for what it was worth.
B-.
B just for Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. I was gonna say he increases it by the minus.
I think Bubba Ray Dudley telling them how to do the what's up headbutt. Right.
And then he put their glasses on and shit.
Yeah.
Go Penguins, by the way.
So cool to see you there. Like I said,
Good
go
turnover. Is that
ECW.
Carlson or Letang?
Carlson.
Moving on, we had LA Knight versus AJ Styles. AJ came out to a new theme song. Thought it was kind of dope. First Mania match for LA Knight. Again, the fans were chanting, "Turn the lights off," and they did the chant of, "Oh, please turn the lights off." That was pretty funny.
I don't remember any of that.
I won't lie. I was actually, obviously we're paying attention to the match, but I saw it on Twitter, like people posting from up there, like.
Wait, so they had spotlights like out into the crowd?
Yeah, so like the lights that were on the stage,
Yeah.
that for entrances and whatever, and the surrounding the stadium, like it was literally blinding them.
Oh, that's
They
good.
couldn't see shit.
Bunch of assholes.
So, again, just kind of funny there. Classic wrestling match here. It was a good end to the storyline for these two that started before the Elimination Chamber happened. LA Knight does get the victory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people with the chance there. And I gave it a B- for what it was worth again.
I think
I agree
that's
with
a fair
B-.
grade.
Yeah.
I give it a B.
I think AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers on the
Absolutely.
planet.
I like it more as a heel, too.
Yeah, I do too.
But
Maybe trim the hair a little bit, but personal take.
next match, we had Logan Paul
Fuck
versus Kevin Owens versus
Loser.
Randy Orton for the U.S. Championship.
Fucking hate Logan Paul.
Logan Paul did come out first with another Prime bottle mascot.
R-Truth.
Later to be seen, but we're not going to spoil it quite yet. Sammy did return. He did return the favor for KO in Gorilla, with the title in his hand. He said, "Now it's your turn," or whatever he fucking said.
Yeah, he fucked that up.
It
man.
wasn't his turn. So, Randy and KO pretty much demolished Logan Paul to start the match before they actually started fighting each other. Again, I hate saying this, but Logan Paul just keeps getting better in the ring. I hate him and his brother as people.
He's
but
fun to watch.
He's an
he
athlete.
really is good in the ring. He does, he improves every single match. But the Prime bottle ended up being I Show Speed, the popular
That's
YouTuber
unreal.
and streamer.
Sent to the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took the cap off the front of the little caution
And
there,
he
and
was wearing a blue one.
it looked just like that.
Oh, good job, Dill.
Is he
Here,
in there?
is this empty? Because I can. Nope.
Oh,
I was gonna show what Randy did to him. But yeah, he took the little thing off the front there and he started barking at Randy and MFing him and shit.
Yeah, and then Randy started barking back.
Yeah, and then he sent him.
Bark,
Randy
bitch.
kicked this man 6 feet backwards. Oh my god, it was great. The cap flew off the top and then he took the costume off of him. And then like you guys were saying on the announce table, he barked back at him. Oh my god, it was the funniest fucking thing. And the table didn't break, and that RKO was a very hard one. It actually sent Speed to the hospital with neck pain.
Did you see KSI was making fun of him?
Yeah. Afterwards, it was so funny. Unfortunately, Logan did retain, but I do give that match an A for everything that was in there.
I think it's a good, not A+ material. I think A is
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
it would have been A+ if it changed. I think.
Yeah, if Randy
Randy
would have won.
won.
Yeah, exactly.
Big.
Randy's in that state of I don't give a fuck,
Oh, he's
and it's the
great.
best thing ever.
He's so funny to fucking watch.
Oh, and that can't forget the punt.
Oh
He-
yeah,
he
he
almost
was
brought
lining
the
up
punt
for a
back.
punt. Yeah,
If he would have punted Logan Paul's head into the fucking stands,
wouldn't have mind.
no, wouldn't have cared one bit.
Did you see him the other day when he came out on SmackDown and they announced him at 274 and he was rubbing his stomach and all that? Oh my god, so funny.
That's when he got on the back of the golf cart with Kevin Owens, wasn't it?
Close.
No, I was on.
That was
That was
WrestleMania.
SmackDown. I was talking about when he.
did it again.
No. You're talking about WrestleMania when he got on the golf cart.
We're
Yes,
talking about
but he-
SmackDown.
We're
Same
talking about
thing.
SmackDown.
No.
No.
Okay.
No, just
On
stop talking.
SmackDown, he got
Maybe
announced
take
at
those sunglasses
274
off.
and
You can
rubbed his
see what we're
stomach.
talking about.
But the man still has a
yeah, but there was a
six-pack.
golf cart, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
think you guys are missing the point, and we're just gonna forget it.
I think you're missing the point.
I'm not. Did he not come out to WrestleMania and do the same thing with his stomach? Pretty sure. He did.
I'll watch it back
that's
for
what
you.
you're asking.
I don't know.
I know there was no golf cart on SmackDown. Okay.
But was there a golf cart on SmackDown?
No.
That's
Okay.
not my question. Carry on.
If it was the Mexi Cools, there would have been.
That would have been a fucking
No, that was a
lawnmower.
lawnmower.
If it was Chavo Guerrero as the caddy, there would have been.
Yeah, I
What
love
he's up to.
love seeing Randy in this state right now. I just don't care. I'm just gonna do my thing.
Him and his aunt.
What?
I said we said Chavo Guerrero. I said I wonder
Oh,
what he's up to.
I thought you were talking about Randy's
yeah,
aunt.
he
I'm
started
like,
talking about Randy Orton.
who's
He said
Randy's
his
aunt? Anyway, next match we had Bailey versus Io Sky for the women's championship. You guys obviously don't watch this as much as I do, but I think Io is very underrated.
I would agree.
Tiggs would smash.
Can't confirm or deny, I guess.
Silent over there.
She's they call her the genius of the sky. Is
Yeah.
that what it is? She's very small, but she does fly on those ropes, man. And she's very fun to watch.
She has a nice moonsault.
Yeah.
Not
Say
better than
something
Tiffy Stratton, but
Not scared to fly off the ropes or turnbuckle at any point. Usually ends up in her favor too. So this match was another one of those where it was just your normal everyday match with some cool spots thrown in. Not to take away or disrespect their talent, but it did intensify towards the end there. The crowd on their feet. They were doing the chant for Bailey. What's it called? Like the "Won't you be my girl"? Hey Bailey, ooh, I wanna know.
Side note,
Mother
You know
Hunter.
who had a moonsault last night?
Oh, that
Oh.
big ass bitch.
Ivor.
no,
Yeah,
he hits it every night,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh,
He tries.
does he?
First off,
Yeah.
he never fucking hits him on anybody. But
Almost missed him last night too.
he
landed right on his
He
face.
landed on the dude's
he goes up.
face.
He goes up to do. That is a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know who it reminds me of? Bam Bam Bigelow. That I think he was the first big man to try him, and he was doing them. And then like you started seeing like every now if I ever saw Bronson, if Bronson Reed's coming off the top rope, fucking get me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Of there. Like
No
I'm dead.
chance. Yeah, he does smell like fucking taco meat.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed. But yeah, Bailey hits her big elbow and then the rose plant to win her first ever singles match at WrestleMania, which obviously gave her the women's title too. I gave that an A-.
I bet on this tomorrow to see if I get it accepted or.
Love that. Okay, cool. A- all around.
I think that's a match where you
A
don't.
minus. Yeah, it was a good wrestling match.
Yeah, you don't need spots when it's a good story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with B.
That was close.
I just don't like Bailey.
Novak.
He's in Florida.
Don't like him either.
He's in Florida.
I'm just not a big hugger. I don't like hugs.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I'm like, don't touch me.
Well, I know you are.
Yeah, no one touch me.
Touch him,
Yeah.
Tiggs.
Don't spare. Okay, I was about to say, don't spare the guac.
This moves us to the main event everybody's been looking forward to since the Rumble. Cody
Since the Rumble-
Rhodes.
since fucking last year.
Well, that didn't end up very well in Cody Rhodes' favor, so fuck all that. But, so Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns for the undisputed Universal Championship. I am just going to talk about the last 5 minutes here because who gives a fuck about everything
Yeah, it was
else?
about a 45-minute match,
Yeah, it
anyways.
was
The entrances took 20-some minutes or
Yeah,
whatever. it
Cody
was.
did have a
like that.
sick mask. Though.
Oh.
And Roman's entrance.
I don't know if you guys knew. I think I read it to you guys, but the guy who made that mask. Also
Yeah, Jason
made,
Barker.
Yeah, he made.
He's a
all
cool dude.
Bray Wyatt shit.
I've met him
Uh,
before.
Yeah. You guys watch a documentary, right?
I did.
Not yet.
Shout out to Eyes Entertainment.
Yeah,
That's where
dude.
Jason
That was,
comes
a, that was a
in.
good documentary. Anyway,
Tom Savini.
last
He
5
also
minutes.
comes in.
You gotta. Are you okay?
We're about to get chaotic here.
We have to flip his table.
Is there like fireworks or something
Yeah,
that we
we-
didn't know about?
Yeah.
Corey's got pyro behind him.
Shout out my cards.
First thing that happened. Well, let me lay it out there. The Bloodline rules pretty much no disqualification. So, Solo comes out to help Roman.
Fuck him.
Fat loser.
Gave him a couple spikes to Cody, and yeah, Roman went for a couple pins.
Hurt.
Got a couple 2 counts.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Stove your thumb.
That's why he has it taped.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he hits him either.
Is wrestling fake?
No.
Are you?
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Oh, okay.
My
So-
dad is Dusty Rhodes.
And then starts to cry. So yeah, that's all happening. And then the next thing you hear,
Excuse me.
Diggs got it. Cena comes down running like the 45-year-old bastard he is.
golf cart.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
and he needs a haircut.
Yeah, he does.
I've seen better jogs out of him in previous years, but that was by far one of his worst jogs down to the ring. But got in there, started beating the shit out of Solo. He clotheslined him fucking backwards. I don't know what Solo was doing there. Got him out of the ring, giving AA to Roman. Went outside the ring there to get Solo and AA through the table. Give his hair a little. Yeah, I have hair now. I'm gonna wave this back. If you're some man.
Yeah, of course, not sleeping anymore.
Sorry. Record. But here comes the final boss, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Slow ass strut to the ring, MF and this, MF and that. Greatest thing ever. Then he
Sliced bread.
finally gets in the ring, and then John Cena and him have a little stare down, a little look out into the crowd, reminiscing in WrestleMania 28 and 29.
That was there.
Yeah, once in a lifetime, WrestleMania 28, running back 29.
Yeah.
Player of the game, Jeff Carter.
He's definitely going after this.
But yeah, Cena took his shirt off him, but beat the fuck out of you, and then here comes a nice rock bottom for you. So now Rock's in the ring by himself, and then cue the Shield music. Now, I can't be the only one thinking that Dean Ambrose was going to come back.
We all said it.
Like,
Dean
literally,
Ambrose would have came out.
I mean, Rock was looking this way, obviously, and then it was only Seth, unfortunately, but he came from the back, but Roman intercepted him, gave him a little Superman punch. But Seth did bring in a chair, which is going to play a crucial part later on. So, cue camera back to The Rock with the Mama Rhodes belt, getting ready to smack the shit out of Cody Rhodes. All of a sudden, the lights go out.
I was really hoping he could turn on like the garage and the light.
I don't
all
think they
you
were
hear-
off for this long.
And then all you hear, crowd goes absolutely insane. We're like, what the fuck is happening? Tiggs is halfway up my back, fucking, like, literally air humping me. And lights come back on. Dwayne is staring the wrong way because the Undertaker is standing right fucking behind him. He turns around, gives The Rock a nice little fucking choke slam. Go fuck yourself, Rock. Lights go back off again. I'm not going to do that again. When they come back on, obviously they're out of the ring.
Can I interrupt you?
What's up?
You failed to mention the beginning of the night when someone went to go under the ring for a table or a chair or something.
Oh, earlier in the match.
It
Yeah.
was Cody Rhodes.
Well, I said I was only covering the last 5 minutes. I didn't really think about that, but
Well,
yeah.
there was an arm underneath,
You can see it
and then he
back
just
real
goes.
quick. Although I don't
It was
think,
probably Hornswoggle.
I think watching replays, I don't think Taker was under the ring. I think he came.
No, because there was a video of him like walking past the crowd.
Well, that was afterwards, but I think beforehand he even came through that little passageway and just went through the.
He took
I
the
don't think
Shield
he was under the
entrance.
ring.
Yeah, he really
Boggle.
That's why that music was on. It was actually Taker coming.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, is this a penalty shot?
They covered the puck.
We interrupt this program to bring you
I need
a
live.
live play-by-play for the Penguins. Penalty
They should have
play-by-play.
gave it to
There's
fucking
a lot
Carter.
of P's there.
They
Who
should
was
have gave
this?
it to Carter. It's Sid.
I don't think
Sid.
Carter was on the ice. It had to be.
Can we
Sidney
start?
Crosby with the
What are we
season
waiting
not on the
for?
line here.
Puck's not even on the
29 and a
ice
half
yet.
seconds to go in the third period. Pens are down 5-4.
Sometime today, zebras.
It's Wes McCauley.
I don't give a fuck who it is.
Sidney Crosby with the playoff beard of a god,
Yeah, that's
not making the playoffs.
Could
this
you
year.
imagine if this was to like go to overtime for the season right now?
Here we go. Sid gathers
Live
the
on the
puck,
pod.
goes
He
wide
almost
left,
lost the puck.
He's going 5.
comes back to the middle, slows down quite a little bit to the backhand save.
That's a nice
That
save.
was beautiful save.
right at the whole way.
I probably would have loved it too.
That's well, that was the season case. It wasn't. The season.
Anyways,
So
All right,
yeah.
back to WrestleMania.
So then we're left.
Thanks for coming, brother.
We're left with Roman and Cody Rhodes again, but that chair is still in the ring, and Seth Rollins is by the near side ropes. So Roman grabs this chair. He kind of gives Cody a look. He kind of gives Seth a look. You know. He completes the story, not Cody Rhodes, obviously. Roman completes the story of when Seth turned on the Shield all those years ago, gets his payback with the chair against Seth. Fucking cinema. That's fucking awesome. But obviously that was his demise as Cody Rhodes then goes on to hit him with 3 straight. He almost scored. With 3 straight, what are they called? Crossroads. Thank you. And the new undisputed Universal Champion is Cody Rhodes. And that ends a 1,316-day reign for Roman Reigns as champion. Yeah, again, A+++++. around for that
Agree.
match.
Yeah, I agree.
Although we were kind of devastated. Well, I don't know if devastated is the right word, but I think we all kind of expected Stone Cold to come down. But,
He's too busy
like
on,
we
on
covered-
a ranch with his cat.
well, as we covered before, I guess WWE reached out to him, and they couldn't come up with a deal for fucking money over one stunner. That's all he had to do. But yeah, some things can happen, but obviously, and
At least the Undertaker fit.
that's what I was gonna say was it fits the story because
they all had like a feud of some sort.
yeah, Taker's literally fought everybody in his family.
Yeah.
Or The Rock, like
Well, and he fucked Paul Heyman over.
Yeah.
Which Brock Lesnar fucked him over.
Yep.
So.
So it does fit, but again, when we were expecting Stone Cold, I even said out loud, I was like, "What if like the Undertaker comes out?" And I'm sure as shit he did, and Tiggs fucking ruined my shoulder. But yeah, that covers WrestleMania. I'll give it a solid 8.5 out of 10
I think that's a good one.
Better than last
for WrestleMania
year's.
40.
Yeah, I do think it's
Better than last year's.
100%. What I want to talk about is the Raw after WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I put two and two together that when you saw like Cody and Seth said, "I will be your shield,"
Mhm.
I got chills. Like just that was cool. Just saying, "I will be your shield,"
And he literally was.
and just like the Shield music, and
Mhm.
they put everything. It was honestly perfectly done.
Yeah, again, it's just cinema. Triple H, I mean, ever since he took the shit over, man, it's obviously so much better.
Sorry to cut you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
off, but
Jeff
that's
Carter with
definitely
his
Jeff Carter's
retirement line.
last game. So
851 points, you fucking dork.
Sorry, protect that fucking hand. So yeah, that
Happy
covers
he's gone.
WrestleMania.
Happy for him.
Happy WrestleMania. Happy Raw after.
Happy Jeff Carter
fucking.
retirement.
Yeah, we'll get back to you for WrestleMania 41.
I was about to say, when was the last time this has happened with like a retiring player that the entire team shook his hand? That doesn't happen very often.
No, it's cool to see.
I mean, I think transitioning back to Penguins for a hot second, right?
No, I'm done. So
Jeff Carter, right? He's gotten a lot of shit this year because he's old.
This
When-
year, you mean the last 2 years, 3
Yeah.
years?
But I think when you look at his career in general, he was a fantastic player for his
Mhm.
entire career. Like, fuck the Flyers, fuck the Blue Jackets. He was a fundamental.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's his kids.
Wonder
He
if
was-
he's coming back next year.
No.
Definitely.
I mean, he's a fundamental player on both of those Kings teams.
Oh,
as well.
PDA!
Dill, just because you haven't kissed anybody in a long time.
nah.
Yeah, don't take the whole table with you.
Wonder if they're gonna give the Warrior helmet to him.
You can't set yourself up like that.
he gets the Peanuts Protractor Award.
Sid said, "Kick rocks, buddy."
Yeah. Sid said the Warrior helmet's going to your fucking kids, not you. You suck.
Anyways,
Do we have a
Corey's done.
final time on my speech?
Yes, we do. I started it the second Du Bois handed it over to you, and I stopped it a couple seconds after he had to prolong it. 36 minutes and 27 seconds.
I
That was
feel like
faster
that
than
ain't
last
bad.
year. It was faster than last year.
It was. Last year
last
I
year
was
at least
very long.
45.
I mean, he had to cover 2 nights worth of shit.
I'm just confused at what we're doing here.
Yeah, can we just get off the
Probably our hot
I think they're
takes.
letting him take a lap.
Are they telling him to take a lap? Or
Yeah.
Is he like,
I think Sid's telling him to
Ben, go ahead.
The Penguins are doing a lap as a team.
No, I think they're letting him do a
George's
lap.
like,
Jeff
But
Carter.
why wouldn't he have done it in front of the home crowd? You know what I'm saying?
or unless he's going to be the first star of the game.
No.
Islanders ain't gonna do that.
Right. The Islanders don't like us that much. Frankie Borelli will fucking close the pizza place down.
Shout out Frankie.
I'm not starting these hot takes till we figure out what's
Oh,
going
I
on.
wonder if they're letting his kids get skates on so that no,
yeah, they're waiting
just
for
him.
that.
It's just him.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Who just shit himself? Who ruined Jeff Carter's send off?
Well,
Me.
he played like shit, so it was
I've been
kinda,
holding it. I've been holding it in for fucking 3 hours.
That is cool.
Good to see.
Yeah, I mean, congrats to him.
Yeah.
Shout out him. So yeah, we're gonna end with our hot take.
Never gets old.
No.
All right, Dill, start us off.
Justin's Field.
I actually changed mine. We were discussing this earlier, and I had
Oh.
Did change it.
I'm going to say the Rangers beat the Capitals in 5 games.
What was your old one?
6.
It was
Boston
it was
beats
Toronto beats Boston in 6, but I don't think we'll cover 6 games.
Getting a little jittery there.
For what?
Got scared. Had to change it.
I got scared that 6 games weren't going to be played. That's my fear.
That's fair.
And then I was gonna take it.
Well,
That's basically a
evidently.
disqualification.
My
Yeah.
fear is walking from here to my car in this fucking
Evidently.
torrential downpour.
It's not even raining outside.
Yeah, it's
anymore.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? I
Evidently.
thought I can hear it.
It is.
You can definitely hear
I
that.
said,
Holy
I said
shit.
evidently.
Evidently, what?
Evidently,
Fear
what?
was not a factor.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Shout out Joe Rogan. Mine is Jared Jones is going to continue his 7 strikeout record into his only his next start, because I don't know if he'll have 2 starts.
That's fair.
So I'm just going to say his next start. I think his next start's like lined up for early next week.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
Tiggs?
I said that the Pirates are going to go 6-4 or better in their next 10,
6-4 or better.
which they play the Red Sox and Brewers, which could go very
Ooh,
disastrously.
that
so
could be, an Owen.
Well, the Red
Sox?
Sox
We go
are
Red
garbage,
Sox and
so
the-
that could be 3-0 right there.
Yeah.
His boy Cass is about to put up.
well, they have a
home runs.
4-game series against the Brewers.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Wait, is it at home or at the Brewers?
It's away, so they're
Oh,
going to
no,
get
it's
absolute
not
curb
far.
stomp.
No, it's home.
It's home.
Is it?
It's home.
Yeah, 'cause
Boston
we're
and
going,
Milwaukee
dummy.
are home.
We're going on Wednesday. Dollar Dog Night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is
Dollar
home.
Dog Night.
I'm going
And
Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon by myself.
we're doing the 9-9 special on Wednesday.
No, we're not doing 9-9 shit.
What's the 99 special?
9 beers, 9 dogs, and 9 innings.
Oh yeah, good one.
I'm doing that calling on Thursday.
Might be calling off fucking Friday, Monday,
Yeah,
Tuesday.
you might
when
have
you're
to
in the
take out a
hospital.
loan.
His tax return came in.
Yeah, it takes. Fuck.
Well, there goes your whole tax.
They're dollar dogs. Not the dollar
Yeah,
beer.
the $16 beers.
All right, let's hurry this up. I gotta take a shit.
All right, the Jimmy.
I said at least one former Cup champ gets swept in the first round. I have a.
You want to name a team or no? You just want to keep it. At
I
that.
don't. I think if there's any team, it's gonna be the Caps, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put a name.
That's
on it.
not in the hot take.
He actually did this hot take days ago, and he was banking on the Penguins making it in.
And Corey finishes off here, bud.
Yeah, short and sweet. Pirates are gonna sweep the Red Sox
We're not going to win a game.
Nick, yeah, thanks, Corey. There goes Tiggs' hot
again.
take, too.
Sorry if it's the complete opposite, but we're gonna go short and sweet here.
That's good.
All right. This was a rather long one, but like I said, to start off the podcast, we had a lot to talk about, a lot to cover in the sports world in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Mark, if you stayed all the way through the end here, thank you again.
Shout out, Mark. What a guy.
Yeah.
Shout out, Mark.
See you in Detroit in May.
And see you Friday.
I don't know. Maybe.
Looks like I'm going by myself. And yeah, about wraps up. Anyone else have anything to say?
Good night.
Go Pens. Good season.
Yeah. Shout out Jeff Carter. Honestly, I've got a little teary-eyed over here.
Yeah.
See you later.
Can we wrap this up? We're
It's just like
crying.
all over my arm now.
I'm gonna go kiss Dill so he can have one.
Ooh.
Oh.
Can we get in line? Is there a line? Sorry, KSI.
Yeah, CI show speed.
Yeah, thanks for listening, watching, subscribing. Get in or get out, and we'll see you next time.